The new PlayStation has finally been revealed. Its new features include a much smaller overall footprint, eyebrows, and a base that is less useful than the original. But don't worry, you can buy another one that is also less useful. Let's talk about it. Good morning, evening, or afternoon. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the XP Podcast, episode 63, for the second week of October 2023. I'm your host, Mike C., and joining me once again, as always, every time, all the time, I remembered it this time, the Birdman himself, Logan B. What's up, man?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Experience Point. As you know, this is the Experience Point podcast, XP podcast. You know what I mean. You get it.
I'm
You
gonna
know
freak out
you're
over here,
here.
man.
You know.
I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
But yeah, pretty exciting week. Well, not really. A lot more negative, but some good news is in there. Yeah.
I really
Had a
only
pretty good
think
week.
two of the stories are bad per se. Thank you.
True, yeah.
Oh, you can't even pour it?
Not
Thanks.
super negative. There's some positives in there. So, but yeah, okay. Let's get to.
We're gonna keep it happy and chipper like we always do.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how we are. We're the most positive people for sure. Okay. Well, I had a pretty good week. Pretty rough week at the same time.
Those two things are not.
I'll make this quick, but I think I've had my first rough day in my new job. Because it was like Wednesday, I believe.
The honeymoon period.
Maybe it was Thursday. No, it was Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So Thursday, I went in. My boss gave me a project. Okay, pretty simple project. Okay. First I had to get the vinyl cut that I need to put on the sign. Okay, cool. Now I gotta make the back for the sign. So basically, what this sign consists of is it has a brushed silver plate on the top, and then it has like a black poster board-ish material on the back. And I had to make sure to cut it exactly how they had it before, same size, same everything. So from like early, I probably got there like 10 minutes early, so it was like 8:50 till probably 2:30. I was working on this project. I get it all done. My boss looks at it and he's like, "This isn't the right size." And I'm like, "What?" I was like, I even had another person double check for me. Yeah, it wasn't right. And I'm like, "Oh, sweet, great. That makes me happy." And also the holes I had to drill in the back plate also weren't in the right place. So I went back in there. I redid the back plate all over again, redid all the measurements. I checked like 7 times in a row, like probably at least 7 times. And I got it all cut. I got the drill holes. I made sure to exactly compare it to what we had before. I drilled the holes exactly in the middle to make sure they were correct. Brought it back in. Still didn't fit. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I'm actually getting mad at this point. Like, I literally was trying to hold in my anger. I'm like, what is happening? My boss comes out with me. He goes to do the measurements, and he's like, yeah, this thing's all kind of fucky. Whoever did this job decided to not cut this one corner perfectly square. And you know what that means? It's all fucked. Every tiny bit of it. All the measurements are all over the place at that point. All the drill holes that they have for the 4 different things, all in different areas. So like 2 of the drill holes we had to do when I finally did this. So like 2 of them were exact distance, but then the other 2 were different distances, because if we didn't do this exactly how it was, he would have to drill into like re-drill in the concrete. And so we had to make it exactly the same. So yeah, I finished it on Friday. Absolutely hate that job. That sucked. That was the worst project I've ever had to do. And he's like, I kind of set you up for failure. I'm sorry. And I'm like, I see what you're doing. You were testing me. I get it. I see how it is. But yeah, that was a pretty crappy thing. But other than that, pretty good week. I had a pretty good weekend as well. Went to my college town to celebrate homecoming and meet up with some older alumni some in my same class and etc. Also, just meeting some people I would really have never expected to see. But it was great. It was really cool. We stayed at a place, an Airbnb that was right next to the river, and it was really nice. It was really really cool. Um, yeah, it was a good time. So, how about you, Mike?
Yeah.
How was your week?
Well, I what was I gonna say? I don't know. Fuck it. When me, you, and Angie were talking about it, we talked about having a guys' weekend up there
Yep.
in old Cape Girardeau.
Yeah.
Um, and I actually got kind of excited about that. So, Peyton and I were looking at the Airbnbs. We were trying to find the ones that you were staying at. We couldn't find it, but and as I just started looking, and I found this awesome one. It's pretty darn cheap,
Yeah.
relatively speaking.
Yeah.
It's got like a hot tub. It's got a fire pit in the backyard, and
That sounds familiar.
I was
I
like,
think I've been to this one.
dude, we had guys. It's like 108 a night. So for the
That's not
whole,
bad at all.
yeah, for the whole weekend, I'm thinking, 2 nights, 3 days. We get there Friday, stay Friday night, Saturday night, and then leave on Sunday. It's just saying, like,
Yep.
dude, you split that three
That's
ways.
perfect.
That's nothing, dude. So I'm
I'm
getting kind
down.
of, yeah, I created an account and I saved it. So when that time comes for that weekend, I do kind of want to stay there. I mean, we can look around at other options too, but that place seemed really cool. It was like two
Yeah.
bedrooms, so one of us would have to sleep on a sofa, but I don't give a shit about sleeping on a sofa. So
Yeah.
got excited about that. So we'll keep that in the back pocket, and hopefully we can make a nice little guys weekend, get away from everything. Um,
That'd be cool.
and from work fucking it always sucks for me. I'm at the point now where I see my future. I'm in school. I can envision it, and I am done with retail. I am so done with working retail. I am so over it. I told my dad, I'm like, it's funny, man, because just 3 or so years ago, I was that retail worker that I was just all in. They called me in, they asked me to work, I'd show up. Whatever I was doing, whatever. I'm there, right? Now I'm like, don't fucking talk to me when I'm not at work. Don't reach out. Don't talk to me. I don't want to come in. I'm only working my scheduled shift. It's 4 o'clock. I don't care if the job's not done. I'm leaving. It's like,
Exactly.
I am so done with this shit, man. But yeah, that's mostly just because, like, I can finally see the future I want for myself. To me, that's exciting. To my bosses currently, it's probably not that exciting, but whatever. I don't care. But yeah, and it's getting a little colder now, so and it rained
Oh,
today, so I already still don't feel good. And I was sitting outside
yeah.
in 55-degree weather with rain coming down. I'm like, this is awesome. This is really gonna make me feel better. But
Dude, it felt so good though. Oh, this
oh,
entire weekend,
it
man. It was nice
feels
and
amazing,
chilly.
but
It was
working,
great.
not
Yeah,
so
work.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when it starts raining. But all right, let's jump right in. I don't want this to be a super, super long one, but also I really like what we did last week, so I want to try to maintain the chillness and just talking about things. So get the
Yeah.
every once in a while, obviously we got to bring the corporate minds in and our objective viewpoints and things like that. But I just want to stay chilling. So in that, I created a pretty decent question. I'll give credit a little bit to Andrew because he created a question that was really terrible, and then I thought about this one off that one. So I guess I'll give him a quarter of a credit. All right. So the
There you
question of the
go.
week this week is simply, Mr. Birdman, what are, in no particular order, even though I do have my number one that I'm going to talk about, but your top 5 best looking consoles of all time? And then I also threw in 2 honorable mentions because I can never whittle anything down. I gotta make note of things. So, do you have your overall number one, or is just all just whatever? Because I have
I
my
just kind of chose my top five. I don't think I have
okay.
an exact
I
number one for
have
me.
a definitive no. It's been my same number one I've had for years, ever since this thing was announced and released. So, do you want to start with those, or do you want to save those for the last, or what do you want to do here?
Which one? Honorable mentions?
Just, I was saying, do you want to start with like overall number one? I have one. I know you don't, but or do you just want to just go down the list?
Um,
Let's do the honorable mentions.
let's.
I like what you said.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
My first honorable mention, the most recent one. I understand this is a ticky tack. You either like it or you hate it. I happen to like it for reasons. It's the original disc-based PS5. I don't know, man. I think it's cool. It's this big ass fucking beefy tower that it draws the people's attentions. There's no mistaking what it is or what it's not.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's there. You spent $550 with tax on this thing. I want people to recognize it. I don't want it to hide away and just become a part of my entertainment system. No, I want this bitch to be the entertainment system. And I don't know why. I just think it looks cool. It looks like Wayne Tower from like the Arkham games, dude. It's just
Yeah.
out there. And I don't know. I like it. I like the lights. I like the design. I hate that the middle is gloss and not matte.
No, my God, yeah. No,
That's
literally,
I hate gloss. Just
we're gonna be talking about a new rendition of the PS5. That's one thing I really wish they would change.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the shitty gloss. I hate gloss so much, dude. It just becomes a fingerprint magnet.
yeah, and micro scratches. And it's not like I've even done much with my console. It's just normally sitting there, but because of dust and all that, it just gets scratched up. And it's not like I'm sitting there with my fucking nails just scratching away at this metal plastic.
No matter what you do, it's not. You
Yeah,
just can't not
rough.
get scratches unless you have it in some containment system that somehow doesn't get dust. I don't know how you're not going to get scratches on it.
One thing I did want to say, I was listening to another podcast where they were talking about the look of the new console, and this got brought up. Are you a vertical or horizontal guy with the PS5? Because I know people who are horizontal.
Absolutely vertical.
Yeah,
if you
I
put
don't
horizontal,
understand.
it looks ugly as hell, dude.
I don't understand the horizontal people. I can't. The thing looks like it was made.
Well, it clearly was made
vertical.
because in all their marketing material, let's throw a little thing out here for people that don't understand it. When you make something marketing, you want it to look the best it possibly can. The fact that they choose vertical 99% of the time as their showcase thing just lets you know that literally that's how they want it to look. So yeah, putting it horizontal is going to look ugly as fuck, and it does. It really looks ugly when you put it sideways. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What is?
Oh, you want to go back and forth on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My honorable mentions, because as much as I enjoy these consoles, and I want to give an honorable mention because I do think engineering-wise they are very, very cool, and that is both the Series X and Series S. I want to be a little bit different because I do also want to probably say PS5 is definitely an honorable mention for me too. It's grown on me, especially now that I've changed the plates to black, which is the far best way to make it look. I love the all blacked out version, which you'll kind of get that idea pretty quickly when I start talking about my top systems. But I think Series X and Series S are very cool and very well designed. Actually, I'd almost say Series S is a little bit better because out of even all these next gen consoles, Series S is the only console that looks good either vertical or horizontally. Series X does not. Yeah, let's just be honest. You put that thing sideways, it looks fucking ugly sideways.
Now those damn feet, it blows it. Those damn fucking rubber feet at the bottom of the Series X. I guess I do know why.
It's also the top part, but look at the top, dude.
It's
the fan thing. It looks ugly if you put it sideways. It looks awful. But yeah, I
buttons even
Series
sideways.
X and S. I still like the Series X design, just like I like the PS5. And I love just how they were able to make such a a lot of people may say it's big, and yeah, it is probably the biggest. I don't even know if it's actually no, I don't even think it's the biggest.
No, the original Xbox is the biggest.
Or the Xbox One too, dude. The Xbox One, the original VCR. Ugh, I will never put that in my top system. That system is disgusting.
The OG Xbox, I don't think people remember how
big it is.
That thing is. And that's one thing I was floating around, but I actually don't really like it that much. It's fine. This is big ass X, and I get it. The Xbox is an X in the console. But I don't love the original Xbox that much. And it is just it's
definitely in its time period.
Oh, absolutely.
It is very 2000s looking.
So is one of the ones that I'm talking about. Like a modern console, I would not like this, but for the time that it came out, I loved it, and I love that it still maintains that essence. But modern, that's not one of the ones I'm going to talk about.
Oh, but yeah, but I think the Series X and S, especially the Series S, I think the Series S is just. I mean, I know some people may not like it. Maybe some people are like, "Oh, it's bringing gaming down, etc., etc." But I don't agree with that.
We're just talking about looks here. I don't give a shit about.
I know. So, but Series S is just. It not only look. I do think it looks really good. It reminds me a lot of the One X in many ways. But it's just so amazing how much power they were able to fit and how small of a console that is. Like, I don't think people understand how small the Series S is until you actually see it in real life. It is so fucking small. It is the smallest Xbox, and I think probably one of the most smallest consoles out there. I think it is insane. So yeah, I just want to give it honorable mention because I think those are very well engineered, and I do think they both are good looking consoles. Though I do think the Series S that's all blacked out, definitely the better version. But yeah,
Yeah. I don't love the big fan. I don't love the
What do you
placement
mean?
of it, of the Series S.
Oh, the black thing. Well,
Yeah.
again, if you do the all blacked out
Yeah, I
version,
get it.
it's not as
But
noticeable.
I don't hate the
So
Series X at all. I know,
yeah.
the whole joke's fridge versus router. Whatever.
Hey, I mean, they went with the joke. They even sold
Yeah,
mini
it's
fridges.
perfect. Yeah.
So yeah.
Which, by the way, apparently is like one of the worst mini fridges ever made. It's
Oh, I
like
guarantee it
awful.
is.
But yeah, there is another Xbox that I think is fucking gorgeous, and we both have it on our list. Like, I think it's beautiful, it's elegant. But my last honorable mention, and this is one where I didn't really know which one to go with, the slim version or the original release. And there is one major reason why I like the slim version more, but I still think the OG PS3, it's a weird
The
spot on me.
piano.
Huh?
The piano.
The piano. What do you mean?
It's the I'm just saying because the OG PS3 had that very piano look. It was that very glossed out
Oh
look
yeah, no,
to
man.
it.
I mean,
Yeah,
sitting
it
right
just
back
had a
there.
very
Right back there.
it just looks like a piano. Like you could put a keyboard right where that one thing here is, and that could just be a piano. It looks like a piano.
The only reason
Yeah.
why I would say the slim version, not the super slim's the most disgusting thing
Oh,
ever made.
that's disgusting. I
Yeah.
hate that thing.
But
Awful.
I don't love the Spider-Man writing. I get it, and I guess I don't get it. But I mean, I know why it's there. They're
Hmm.
Sony. They have the Spider-Man writing, whatever. I don't love it, but I don't know. I like the curvature of it. Like, again,
Yeah.
something that I guess you'll find. I like big, bulky statement pieces. I don't like the little small. Oh, it tucks away in itself. Like, no, dude, I'm spending money on this shit. Make a
Yeah.
statement. People. It's like the difference of, do you like RGB or do you not? Some people don't love it
Yeah.
because they think it looks gaudy. I tend to like gaudy things in the things that I spend my money on. I want people to see it, and so it's kind of ticky tack which one I like more. I think the PS3 probably is a better looking console, but I don't know. I like the original PS3. But there was one thing that I fucking love that we never ever got a chance to actually see, and that is
What?
the boomerang controller. God, how I want the boomerang controller. It looked so terrible, but so fucking cool. I
Yeah.
want Sony to make
The
just
boomerang
just
controller.
just make it. Give it to us. I want it so bad. It looked so wild. It looked like
Yeah.
the PS5. Like when the PS5 was announced, people were like, they're crazy for this. And I thought maybe we get it, like, they're going back to that. We just do Sony. Whatever.
Yeah.
They're not. We'll talk about that, but they're definitely business. But
Yeah.
there was a small chance that I was like, maybe they're going back to the baby commercial, is what we talked about last week. I fucking love that baby commercial. It's the most disturbing thing ever produced, and it's awesome because of it. All right, but I'm gonna stick with my OG just because that boomerang controller, man, that thing was so fucking cool. Are you looking it up?
Oh no, I
Oh,
know
okay.
exactly what the boomerang controller is.
Everybody was hating on it so much, and I'm just sitting here in my little corner in 2005, and I'm like, I don't know, it looks kind of cool. I don't know what y'all talking about, but it probably would have been the most uncomfortable thing to hold in the history of everything. All right, now to the real list.
Wait. Also, my other honorable mention was GameCube, but yeah, okay.
Oh, you
All right.
said GameCube and Xbox Series X and S. You just talked about Xbox forever.
No, I didn't say GameCube at all.
You did, but that's okay. We're just gonna move on. Check the
Hey,
tape.
I,
Check the tape.
I think
Anywho,
you're thinking
GameCube.
things. But yeah, GameCube. Yeah, that was my other honorable mention. I do think GameCube is really cool, but I'm not a big fan of the whole shitty, stupid small disc thing they were doing. I just thought it was really, really dumb. especially because like they probably honestly could have fit an entire disk drive on there, but they decided to go for tiny discs, which
Micro
were
disc.
stupid, dude. Stupid. I understand the PSP and why it did its thing. That made sense. But the GameCube is a console, and yet they put a little tiny little disc thing on there. Like, come on. Like,
Come
who's
on.
engineering that shit, dude? It's stupid. But I still love the design of it because it literally is like compared to Xbox, where they say it's a box, which that's probably been the closest box. It's more like a rectangle, more like X rectangle. But the freaking GameCube was a cube, and I love it for that reason. I just think it was a good console. I think the controller is pretty cool too, but only really good for like a small few games. I think it's a horribly designed controller
Oh,
in the end
dude,
of the
for
day.
Smash, it's the greatest controller ever
Oh
made, dude.
yeah, in Smash,
Dude,
whew, that controller rocks. I
you
love that
you
controller.
but you play fucking Zelda Wind Waker, worst controller ever. It's
Oh, I
you
bet.
can't
I
find
guarantee it.
anything, dude. I
Yeah.
hated it, but I do overall. I love the GameCube controller. Spoiler alert: I'm gonna be talking about the GameCube momentarily,
Yeah.
but dude, the fucking just deep indented triggers. Not even really
Yeah.
triggers; they're just buttons. And back then, but
Yeah.
dude, it's so your fingers just sit there and just press. It's so cozy. I love the GameCube. I love it, love it, love it. Well, I guess we'll jump right into the list, and I'll just say the Nintendo GameCube. That's one of the ones on my top five. I think it's again. I like unique things. I don't like
Yeah.
boring things. Even though there was one quote unquote boring, but I think its elegance takes it away from the boring just box design. Um, excuse me. But I think the GameCube is one of the coolest looking things ever made because yes, it is a cube, and there's no mistaking what it is. No one will ever see a GameCube and be like, I don't know, that could be an SE, an SM NES. No, it's a GameCube. That's what it is. And yeah, I'm looking at pictures of it, and dude, there's something about it, dude. I don't know, the purple, the bright ass fucking purple. Um, you want to talk about the most underrated video game console of all time? Is the Nintendo GameCube.
Oh no, I agree
It
with that.
sold like ass, but
It
dude,
did,
it's
yeah.
its library, its content, its uniqueness.
I wish I had a little bit more appreciation for it when I was younger. That was my biggest problem. I don't think I also just didn't think we had enough games to play on there. Like I only
There's
played
so
like
many,
three
so
games on
many.
there. I know, but I didn't play much of them. So that's one thing I would love to get someday is an actual GameCube and actually get like GameCube games. Because yeah, I never really got to play much of the GameCube when I was younger. We had it, but it was my brother's GameCube. He got it for like his birthday, and then I think we ended up selling it. And I again, like a lot of things that you sell when you're younger, very much regret it. I
Oh, I regret.
100%. I wish I had it still,
I
but I'm
regret.
happy I have a Wii now again because that was one thing I was really sad I got rid of. I love the Wii. That's not in my list, by the way, spoiler alert. But I still love the Wii. I just love the games. I was obsessed with the Wii when that came out.
The Wii's
I just
cool.
wish
Yeah.
I had that same opinion about GameCube because I liked GameCube. I didn't get to play Smash or anything like that. If I actually played Smash as a kid, I probably would have loved it more. But yeah, so
The Wii is. I'm getting away from looks here and talking about philosophy in a way. The Wii is a representation of why I still believe to this day, no matter how many different forms of play we come up with and are accessible to us, we're all still gonna play with a controller in our hands, sitting down on our sofa on the TV. That's how we play games, and I firmly
wait,
believe
you stand up and play bowling?
that's what I'm saying. Would you let me finish my sentence?
Mm,
I'm
okay.
saying the Wii caught fire with its motion controls and
Yeah.
then died. You look at the sales of the Wii, that thing should have sold 200 million units, and it did
Yeah.
not. It died at like 80 and then limped its way to like 100 and I think 5 is what it's at, something like
Yeah.
that. And this is an argument I used to have with one of my ex-roommates. His name's Shane. Logan knows him. No one else knows what the hell I'm talking about. But he thought VR was like going to be the thing. Everyone was in VR. I'm like, no, people are always going to play sitting their fat asses on a sofa with a
Well,
controller
I
in
do think
hand.
VR is going to get bigger, but I don't think
I
you
don't
could
know how
say
big. I
it
don't
just
know.
the thing is there just needs to be more what I would probably say more affordable choices out there. And that's where I think the Quest has been doing so well because they make more affordable VR headsets, and it's a good way to get into VR.
Yeah.
And it's standalone, so you don't have to have a computer, you don't have to have a console, you don't have to have any of that. You could just play games on there. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, there's a lot of great games on there. Yes, that doesn't mean that it's a plethora like going on an Xbox or PlayStation. It's not even close. Like, yeah, I understand, or even Steam and etc. I understand that, but um, I just think they need to be. It just needs to be more affordable, and that's where I think, and there also just needs to be more game developers putting in, actually wanting to take sacrifices, and because it's such a new market, it's hard to make that sacrifice, and that's why you need affordable VR headsets, and you need games for that affordable, VR headset. And people will buy it, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think it will get bigger, but I never will ever say that it's going to be the replacement for what we
Yeah.
do today. Like, there will
And
always be that. It's the same thing for books. Like, like movies came out, or like we have digital stuff now that you can read books off of. There are still fucking bookstores out there. People still go and buy physical books. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
there's
it
even
is
more
literally
now. Fucking
yeah,
bookstores. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
fucking
like
bookstores
that's
for
like
sure.
that's like half of the books anymore. Are just books about
Yeah,
fucking.
literally,
That's all
pretty
Peyton
much.
reads pretty much. She
Yeah,
reads just sex books all the time. Her in a little
but
corner with her freaking hot guys in a bar. I don't know what goes on over
but
there.
yeah, I do think VR will get bigger at some point, and it will.
Yeah, I'm
It's
very
just you
interested to
need,
see.
yeah, and again, the only really people, in my opinion, that are pushing it forward is Quest. Either you may not like Meta, but they're the only ones technically pushing it forward at this point. PlayStation, where the fuck are you? That's where I'm asking. Like, you came out with VR too, and oh no, nothing. I was like, where's anything? There's nothing happening with that thing.
I mean, they
They should be
announced
trying to
stuff.
push it
It's
forward
just
too.
this.
But nothing exclusive other than what? Resident Evil 4 VR? That's it. Please tell me one more other thing that is exclusive to PlayStation VR that is coming out.
Coming out. I don't know about coming out. Came out this stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know about coming
Uh,
out. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't. Here's the thing. I love PlayStation to death. Everyone knows that. I don't want any of the teams working on VR stuff. Just, I would
well,
rather
that's why
them
you
make
hire
PS5
other
games.
teams.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
know,
you have
I know,
other
I know.
teams to hire. But no, now they're too worried about hiring 15 multiplayer studios to where they can literally throw
Okay,
shit at a wall and hope to God that
let's
one of
back
them
down.
sticks.
They've bought 2. Let's
Oh,
all take a
sorry.
chill
Well,
pill
how
here.
many were at that showcase? There was more than 2.
3, sorry. They bought Haven, Fire Sprite, which also makes VR stuff, and
Yeah.
Bungie.
I heard
I
they
guess
make pretty
technically.
good stuff.
Fire
I
Sprite is
knew
good,
they
yeah.
made pretty good.
Fire
Yeah,
Sprite
yeah,
is like underwhelmingly good. Like no one knows what the hell
yeah.
they are, and they make decent stuff. Whether that's a VR game or like say what you want about Horizon Call of the Mountain, I don't think it's a great game, but
Yeah,
it's definitely not a bad game. It's just boring. It was a little too long.
yeah.
Would have been a better 5-hour game than a 10-hour game, but yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested to see how Quest 3 does because I was looking at the sales while you were talking, and it's like 18 million. That was a good, but if you think about like traditional video games, that's a massive failure. In
Hmm.
terms of I mean, the Vita is Sony's biggest failure of all time, and it sold 16 million units. It's like
Hmm.
I'll be very interested to see how Quest 3 does because now everyone knows Quest. Quest 2, it was still kind of playing on the back burner. Now Quest 3 is coming out. It's the forefront of VR, and especially like with the general populace. Not about technology speaking. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an impressive device, but it's still not at the forefront because it just can't be to make it affordable. But I'm very interested. $650, not cheap, but that's
Well, it's only 500 if you get the 128, which you don't really need the 300 in my opinion, or the 500 or whatever.
yeah. I don't know, $650. Top of the line, right? I
Hmm.
don't know. I guess I mean, dude, there's some VR games that are like 30 gigs. You need a little bit more than 120.
I have a lot of games on my. Well, I don't know how many I have on my Quest 2. I need to look that up, but
Well, it doesn't
for sure
matter.
it's
Either way,
128. And okay,
yeah,
but yeah,
it's $500 to $600, which is people will fucking scoff at. You play video games.
Mhm.
Shit's not cheap. Get over it.
Mhm.
It's never going to get cheap ever again. It's just not going to.
Mhm.
You know, thank you, COVID, and thank you, business money. All right. Go ahead with your first actual list one. This list is running long. Let's speed it up a little
Well,
bit.
you're starting from the bottom, so I'm gonna do the same.
Starting from the
DSi.
bottom now. Yeah.
Because we didn't obviously. I mean, it looked like you put DS, so I'm assuming obviously we're doing handhelds as well. Um,
Yeah, I threw it in there.
Damn. Actually, you know what?
I wanted to put the PSP in there, but I think my
That's
handheld
actually
looks good.
exactly what I'm gonna change it to.
Oh, okay.
Is the PSP.
All right, good.
I, for some reason, didn't even think about the PSP until we just talked about it. So yeah, I'm replacing DSi. I'm gonna put that on the honorable mentions because I do still love the DSi. That is actually the first DS I owned. I didn't actually get the original DS. I ended up getting the DSi later on, and I love that thing. By the way, great mini console. I think the DS is still one of my favorites of their actual just straight up handhelds that they ever made. Especially because they were still able to play Game Boy games and all that, and I love that. Obviously, it wasn't all Game Boy games. I think it was only Game Boy Advance one that you could play on there. But I loved it. It was so cool. Especially, it was kind of like a little dumb thing, but when you were young and you didn't have phones, because not every kid like nowadays has to have a phone. We had a thing called DS. That was our way of texting each other on the bus. We would open up PictoChat. I know. Whoa, what is that ancient chat? Well. That's a little something that I know because we would get on the bus before school. We would all pull out our DSs and we'd all like write stupid shit, like what stupid kids write. Poop.
I want to point out that
Boobs.
you changed this to PSP and you've talked about the DS the whole time.
Okay, I know, but I want to mention it because it was on my list, and it's not
Well,
actually in my list, but it's in my honorable, and
you're
I
gonna have a
love
shot to
DSi.
mention it.
What?
You're gonna have a chance to mention it when I say something about something.
True. Okay, but
Yeah,
okay, so PSP.
PSP. PSP is awesome,
100%
dude.
is like, dude, when I got the PSP when I was young, dude, the thing blew my mind. Like, that was the first mini console I've ever touched that was literally basically console quality, or yeah, console quality games. It was literally PSP was the PS2, but on the go.
There she
And I
is.
loved it. Oh
She's
man, yeah.
dirty, but
I
don't judge
love
me.
the design of it. I think it's very slick. I love the brush like steel that they have or whatever
I
it
don't
is.
love
It's some
this,
steel,
but
aluminum. Yeah, that. Well, hey, it's not as bad as the further renditions of the PSP. Like,
the Go
what was
doesn't even have one.
Go? I know, yeah. But
I guess it's
PSP
not
was
bad.
awesome for the time. I kind of like, unlike, I can give it the benefit of the doubt compared to the GameCube because it's a mini console. It had these little disc things. And I don't know. I just love the PSP. I thought it was very impressive. I think it was very well built. I thought it felt like quality made. The games that came out on it were
It's dead.
awesome.
I
I
seen it.
loved
I was seeing if it
what.
turn on. It's dead right now, so I haven't played it in
Yeah,
like
but
2
the
years.
games that
So
came out on it were quality. I think they just had so many good games on there. I played a lot of the Ratchet and Clank games on there. I loved it. I played the God of War games on there, which, by the way, still, I think those games are insanely impressive on that console. I was just like, wow, these games are
Jeez.
so cool.
Mod Nation Racers, hell yeah,
Hell yeah.
and
God,
MotorStorm
dude.
Arctic
Oh, dude, I
Edge.
love the little.
Yeah, man, little UMD. Although I will say, I never know if I'm putting this thing in here right. I just throw it in and hope it works. I never know exactly. See, that was wrong. I got to put it the fat side of the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah, fat
But
side
yeah, no,
bottom.
I absolutely just love the PSP. I just think it's such
Nope,
a
that's
good
not
little
right either.
console, and I think everybody agrees with that because
There we go.
clearly
I
it's
figured it
sold
out.
extremely well and it's well deserved. I would throw PS Vita in there too, but man, that was just rough, man.
Oh, PS
I liked
Vita
the PS Vita when it
looks
first came
awesome.
out because again, that was another one that blew my mind because it like literally looked like PS3 graphics on a fucking little handheld, and it was just blowing my mind because I got like what Uncharted, Golden Abyss, which was by the way the first ever Uncharted game I ever played, which is funny. I played and
That's
beat it
not
on
funny.
there.
That's sad.
Yeah, well, it was good though. I still like Golden Abyss. It was a good game.
It's good.
And I played the Resistance game where you're a firefighter. That one was fucking cool. I really liked it. I played Call of Duty
Retribution.
on there. Yeah, I think was it
Retribution.
Retribution?
I think
It
so.
was.
Yeah, pretty sure it
No.
was.
One game I was really sad I never got to play that I heard a lot of good things about was the Killzone game that came out on there. I heard that was
So
a
fucking
really
awesome,
good game,
dude.
and I never played it. Honestly, I'm also sad that I got rid of that, but I got rid of that a little bit
Burning
later, like in
Skies. I was
college.
wrong.
Burning. Yeah. Okay. I was about to say like I know.
Retribution is the Resistance game on PSP.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did put dude. That was a third person one. That was really cool. And I also had good multiplayer in the PSP one. I played some multiplayer on it. It was cool.
IGN
Uh,
gave Burning Skies a 5.5 out of 10.
it's okay. I enjoyed it. I don't know, but yeah, PSP good console, especially just in general. Let's not even talk about that. Just the design of it was
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right, my next one. I'll just go top to bottom. Fuck it. All right, Xbox One X. This is the one I was talking about. This bitch is elegant. If you want to talk about
Hmm.
elegance in a video game console, this thing is clean. It's matte everywhere, which is a big win for me. And it just looks like money. And that's one thing I really, really like about it. And I think it's probably, in my opinion, Xbox's best console ever built in terms of performance, in terms of looks, in terms of everything. Because while the 360 is great, I don't think there's any arguing that the thing was a little flawed in certain aspects of its design and its function. And I just realized I'm talking to myself, so that's great. My partner has gone away forever. He's dead. I'm now doing the show mano y mano. So we're going to talk about the Xbox One X. I also love two-stack designs. It's a trend that I think you'll follow along with. I love the two-stack design of consoles. I think it's super cool looking, super stylistic. I don't know what you're doing, Logan.
Well, I was gonna show my Xbox One X that I have, but it's kind of just nowhere to be
Disappeared,
seen.
huh?
So yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Which, by the way, that's on my list too. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
Xbox One X is like literally one of their best made consoles. Like
I think
it's
it is.
just so
I think it
fucking
is the
dude.
best made
The
console.
power behind it, the time it came out, dude. The just how slick it is and how fucking small. It was actually the smallest Xbox One to come out. It was smaller than the Xbox One S. It was literally insane. I still love that console because I remember getting it and I was just like, wow, this thing's fucking awesome. I love it. It was my first time getting into 4K gaming and I was just like, dude, this thing's fucking cool. I love this thing. And
It's
it
just,
wasn't even loud either. It was quiet. It was whew,
it's
barely
like I
anything.
said, it is to me. I'm sitting here staring at it, right? I'm staring at different pictures. It is the personification of elegance in a video game console. It just screams, you know, I'm the best, I guess, in a
Yeah.
way. And it was the most powerful console. I think it's probably the best performing. Like I say, I think it's far and away Xbox's best console they've ever
Yeah,
built.
I mean, even still to this day, the games that are cross-platform still plays games very well.
Yeah.
Like, it's impressive how well built that system is. It's crazy.
Like I said, the 360 is easily Xbox's most successful console of all time.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't, like I said, I don't know if you heard me. I don't think anyone's going to argue with there were some faults with the Xbox 360
Oh, I
here
know.
and there.
I
So,
had the original.
but yeah, that's not on my list. I was trying to decide One X and 360, and I'm gonna be honest, that argument didn't really last too long in my head. So it's I really do love the Xbox One X. I do have the Xbox One. Like I said, it's in the box in my attic, sitting right next to the Wii U. The Wii U. Fuck me, man.
The Wii U,
What a
man.
travesty of a
The
console.
only console I've never played. Not a single second of my life have I
Next time you
played
come
it.
down,
So.
do you want me to get it
I
out? So
kind of do. Like
yeah,
I've
so we can.
literally never like I want to
Have you even touched
I've
one?
never touched it.
Okay.
No. I've never seen it. Like I don't know why, but that entire time the Wii U was out, I had no fucking clue. I was just like I barely even knew it was a thing.
That's a
I think
problem.
one
That was
time
its
I
problem. I
went to
don't think
someone,
anybody
yeah,
knew.
the one time I went to a house, I think I saw someone playing it, and I'm like, huh. And I'm
Huh,
like, okay.
that's a thing.
I was like, interesting.
That is
So
the Wii U is probably my biggest why did I buy this of all time ever. And I'm even putting that over the PSVR 2, which I have not done too much with since I spent $600+ on it. But the Wii
yeah.
U, I played 2 games on it for 3.5 years, and they were both Zelda games. So I didn't play anything else on it, which is unfair because there's a lot of great games on it, evidenced by the fact that they've re-released all of them on the Switch, the console that actually works. But
I'm listening, but we keep going.
I figured you're just getting up and leaving me at all times of the day. Yeah, it's what I had to deal with. Sometimes you just gotta go through life by yourself and figure your shit out, man. So anybody out there, if you don't have any friends, if you don't have anything in particular of greatness coming your way, just know I'm here for you. I've been there, and just keep grinding it out, man. My football coach used to say, "Put your head down and keep your feet moving. You'll get there." I'm running out of things to fill this awkward spot off. I don't know how much more I could talk with. You're not gonna find it. Just give up.
That, it's not only.
You moved. It's gone now. I've moved plenty of times. There's things that I know I own that I can't nowhere to be found anymore, and it's just something you got to deal with, Logan.
Oh yeah, wait. Do you know where my like the backpack that has my old consoles in it?
Okay, he's not talking to me because I was like, why the fuck
Yeah,
would
yeah,
I know
yeah.
that?
What?
Also,
Okay, can you read it to me?
you have your consoles in a backpack.
And not just thrown in there. No, I'm
Okay.
not a freaking. I'm not an idiot.
You're in the
I'm not one of those people. Like
I was just
I
saying,
care about
bro,
it.
even the Wii U and my Xbox One are in the boxes. All right.
Well, I don't have anywhere to put it at the point, so I keep it safe in a backpack, usually wrapped up very nicely. So
Okay.
it's not. Trust me.
Well,
Um,
why she's
but
getting
yeah,
that, why don't you do you want to just talk about your Xbox One X because it's on your list too?
I already did. I mean, I already told
Oh,
you. I think
okay.
it's
Okay,
one of
we'll,
the
we'll
best
skip it
ones.
over.
Like I
Got it.
think it is very well made. So, oh hell yeah! All right. By the way, my Star Wars freaking backpack here. Oh, it is in here. Okay, good. Where was the other? Oh, it was in the other backpack. That's whatever. Here it is, bad boys. This is the Xbox One X right here
Yeah, and you know why it
in the
looks
flesh.
you know why it still looks so good? Because it's fucking matte.
Exactly,
I don't understand what the
dude.
problem is with
And it's
getting
pretty
this.
weighty too, man. It's a
Well, yeah, there's a lot of
solid
components
guy.
in there.
Yeah.
It was the most
Uh,
powerful Xbox ever built at the time.
yeah. I mean,
Again,
honestly, it's kind of even borderlining the Series S, which is crazy.
it actually beats the Series X by a significant margin in terms of power. Just raw computing power.
Well, in some ways, but due to like the chip and everything, and also it running off of like the worst CPU imaginable, Jaguar. That's why it's
Yeah.
not gonna beat
But
it.
just in terms of raw computing power, it's technically stronger. 6.2 teraflops to 4.8.
Do you
That's
know what that
math.
military backpack is, Amy?
Oh my god, let's move on with the show.
Okay, go on. I'm here.
You're
Okay, so let's
next.
go on to my next one. So we're gonna talk about, which is actually gonna do with this. This is the reason why I brought this up. The Xbox 360 Slim. I love the 360 Slim, man, dude. Not gonna lie, I wasn't a big fan of the original 360. I
Okay.
thought it was kind of ugly in many ways. Especially with that ugly ass big hard drive stuck to the side of it and everything.
You mean the tumor?
Um, yeah, the tumor.
The 360
Also,
tumor.
just the fact that it is probably one of the worst built consoles out there because it was just overheated all the time. As people know, the
It's real
red ring
bad.
of death. Yeah, I've had it happen to me a few times actually. I went through about 3 of the original 360s. And then it actually didn't fully. Well, the disk drive broke on me. Now the one that my brother has actually an original 360 at his house right now. But because of one thing that happened where the power brick went out on me, I ended up upgrading. And at the time, they had a little thing called the three oh the 360 Slim. And I think the 360 Slim is the best looking 360 they ever came out with. Like, it is compared to the last one they came out with, which I forgot what it was called because it was trying to be more like the Xbox One. The 360 Slim, dude, is fucking awesome. Especially the storage. Do you wonder how much they had in this system? I got a 250 gigabyte console back in the day. Imagine that. Like, dude, I could hold like thousands upon thousands of games on the 360 back in the day because they weren't even close to what they are nowadays. Um, so yeah, I think the design of it is very sleek. Yes, it does have that shininess to us, which does kind of suck. but I really loved the whole nice silver button. I felt like the it didn't have the ugly ass hard drive attached to it to the side. It had a nice silver finish on each side. And as always, you know how I am. I like it when it's all mostly blacked out and it looks awesome. Oh, it's in here. Here it is. Oh,
Like Christmas morning all over again, huh?
there she is. Oh my god. I haven't seen this guy in forever. Sadly, I don't have a power brick for this guy. So, and he's wrapped in my old sweater that I'm never going to wear again. Man, look at those scratches. Jesus. This is the 360 Slim. Look how shiny that guy
I was gonna
is.
say, man, that is gloss everywhere.
Shiny. Yeah, as glossy as fuck. But I, just like the One X Man, I love this thing. This thing was a beast. It felt great. It still feels pretty heavy. I really want to get actually like a working cord for this so I could power it back on again. But I love this thing, man. This thing was so cool. I upgraded this again like back in whenever Gears of War 3 came out. That's when I upgraded to this because I was playing Gears of War 3 one day and it just decided to die, my other 360. So I went to Walmart and got this. So, but yeah, easily one of my favorites. I think it's the best designed one. It didn't have any overheating problems. This is when they really got it figured out. It wasn't the Xbox 360. It wasn't the 360 Elite. It was the Slim where they finally got that shit figured out. It doesn't have the overheating problem whatsoever. So,
Bro,
yeah.
did you know there was an Xbox 360e?
Yeah, I told you.
That was modeled after the
For the
Xbox
one.
One.
Yep. And it's ugly. It's so
Well, yeah, it looks like an
ugly.
Xbox One, so which is a
Yeah,
very
it does. And
disgusting
that
looking
was an
console.
ugly system. I will not. Oh, God. Dude, I don't know what I would. I'm happy I don't have that console.
I do.
I hated the one, man. It looks so ugly.
All right, my next one. Let's see, we talked about that. We talked about that. All right. OG PS2. Awesome. This is the one I said that is definitely a place in its time. If you look at it, it looks like a gaming console. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. The lines, the double stack. Like I said, I'm a fan of double stack consoles. This thing looks like a gaming console. Hey, can you grab me the PS2? Since we're showing off all the consoles, I got them all back there. So
Yeah, we might as well, man.
yeah, might as well.
Oh,
The only one I have that doesn't work is nice. She just slammed it into the freaking thing. Oh my god, everything is so dusty.
Look
in
at
my
that
room.
bulky boy.
Yeah, look at this bulky boy, dude. It's beautiful.
Jesus, man. That looks so. Holy crap. Dude, I don't think I ever. Well, actually, I think I did own that one when I was younger.
And the coolest feature of all time, man.
Yeah, they could turn it. Which, by
Yeah.
the way, you can do that in the slim versions too.
Boom. There it is. I love it. Dude, the
I wish I could
lights.
find it.
The lights, the lines. This thing is gorgeous. I never have the blue stand. The blue stand's impossible to find. I have tried to find it. It used
And
because you used to be able to buy this stand, this vertical stand.
yes, yeah.
And it's this big blue thing, and
Wait, did you
looked...
keep it vertical?
No, this thing was always horizontal.
Okay, dude, I don't know why, man. I had a heart attack. I had one friend that had it vertical all the time. And dude, I'm not gonna lie, I had a heart attack every time he opened it up because, dude, putting a disc in that just felt like you have a 50-50 chance between breaking your disc drive or not. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'd rather have it horizontal
That's
where
one
I
thing.
don't have to chance it.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like we have forgotten how finicky consoles used to be back in the day.
Oh my god, yeah.
The 360 with its
Having
red
an
ring.
actual disk drive, I don't think people understand how shitty it was to actually have a disk drive that pops out.
Yeah.
Because those things break so easily.
Well, dude,
I hate disk drives that pop out.
The disk drive with the well, no, sorry, I got off the train of thought. Sorry. The Xbox with its red ring, the PlayStation 3 with its yellow light. My PS2 Slim broke 3 times because the drive just stopped working all the time. And it was, what's funny, the first 2 times it broke, it's all because of God of War 2. Bricked my fucking console. Every time. It was so annoying that I got the game and couldn't play it for like a month. And then the PS3, they have that touch-sensitive buttons on the front. And there was one time where the actual board broke, so the game just kept thinking I was trying to eject my disc every 5 seconds. So I would turn on and just beep, beep, beep. Eject the disc. Beep, beep. eject the disc,
Beep, beep.
beep beep, and I was just like, well, this is broke, so cool. And now we get to the point and they're like, oh, 1 out of every 500 consoles break. It's a travesty. I was like, I don't think you guys remember what we used to go through. It's like, dude, I forgot what it is. I think the 360's failure rate was like 62%, which is
it's pretty high.
Insane.
Yeah, it's bad.
Crazy what we used to go through. But anyway.
But people don't even understand the struggle of putting in a game in a PS2, watching that start up orbs, and then just to be absolutely defeated when it would just go to red. Yeah. And it's like, well, it didn't start.
And you take it out,
restart.
Blow it, wipe it off a little bit.
If it was scratched up, you could like spray with a thing and try to rub it off, or take it to a place and they would like try to clean it and everything.
Well, I actually have this. God. My dad bought me this disc turner where I had this spray and I put it in this disc turner and turn it. Yeah, dude.
Or the best one of all, because I actually had to do this one time with Amy on her PS2 that we have here, which I'm not gonna try to find that. It's a white one. But one time she got like Kingdom Hearts. We went to the store in Cape, and it wasn't working when she put it in at first, and I was like, I got this. I took it, and then rubbed it, put it back in, worked. And I'm like,
perfect.
Works every time. Works every time.
And then the struggle of back in the day where you would start up a game and you're like, where's my save file? And then you had to go through your box of 12 memory cards to try to figure out which
megabytes, like 16 megabytes or something like that.
8. PS2 was 8. It wasn't even 16. Yeah. To try to figure out which fucking card this thing was on. Oh man, I miss old school gaming. I really do. And then there was that time where, if like this was like an NES thing, but sometimes like the battery would screw up and it wouldn't save any data. So like if you were playing a game, you just left your console on for 4 days straight, so it wouldn't turn off and reset. So you could beat the game, but you just had to leave it on your fucking little carpet floor, just sitting there running for 112 hours straight while you play this game. Man, what we used to go through back in the day, dude. We are spoiled as hell. Oh, my console starts up and it didn't remember my quick start. How terrible. Shut up. All right, anyway, what's your next one, man? We're getting to the end now.
All right.
You only have 2 more.
Well, this is perfect because this literally correlates exactly with what you said. I am more of as we've learned already, it's kind of funny because it definitely goes with the theme. Mike likes it to be big. I
mean, he's not wrong. Let me tell you, if I have my option, I'm going for the big ones, not the small ones. So.
But I do prefer the PS2 Slim. I think it looks better to me because I like more slimmer, smaller consoles. I also like the disk drive far more. I know you had some problems with
I had so many problems. That's why
dude,
I hate
the thing that I love about the PS2 Slim is that you just pop open the thing, you put the disc in. It doesn't have a disc tray that pops out. And again, I don't trust those disc drives. I hate them. I've always hated them. Even with the 360 in that, I don't like pop-out disc trays. That's why when the PS3 came out, they did something that I am still very grateful for to this day. The fact that they somehow found a way to where you just put the fucking disc and it sucks it in. So much better, way better idea. I do not like the whole, that's why I think this PS2 Slim was the next best option, which is that it doesn't have a pop-out tray. It just pops open, you put the disc in, you close it. Done. No dealing with pop-out trays.
The fucking wizardry that they pulled off with building that thing, because it is smaller than this book. Now, the PS2 is the tiniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. It's ridiculous. I don't have one. I've been trying to get one. You have one? Dude, it is the palm of your hand. We have phones now that are the same size as the PS2. The engineering that Sony pulled off in the freaking sweatshops or wherever they build these things, I don't know. My hat's off to them. Not for the sweatshops, obviously. For the engineering that went behind it. Sweatshops, not a shout out, but
I'm not gonna go for it. But yeah, we have a white one. We have a white Slim, and I love it.
Yeah, but
it's a little dirty. That's why again I don't like white. But it still works because trust me, we played a few games. I have a few games on there. I want to get Punisher, dude. That's one game I really want to get on the
dude.
PS2. I love the Punisher.
Yeah, that's a game you turned
Dude,
off
back in
when
the
you.
day, me and my brother played that game so much.
That's a
Like, I
game
love that game.
where you turn off when your parents walk into the room.
Yep.
I'm not drowning this guy in this fucking pool of acid. Not me, no, mom.
I still have a VHS tape somewhere that I was recording in my like mom's recorder or whatever, and it was of me and my brother playing Punisher on the PS2 back on the fucking little ass TVs that again people don't understand, like the little fucking
way more than
TVs.
this desk.
Yeah.
Fucking things,
Oh,
dude.
and then my dumbass too putting a fucking magnet to it and ruining a part of it because everyone did it at some point.
Dude, the shit that we
So-
used to do back in the day, man. I love
Yeah.
thinking. I love talking about this kind of stuff. But yeah, I have a long history of hate with the PS2 Slim, mostly just because of what I went through while having it. Wouldn't let me play God of War. Just I wasn't playing God of War, and it took me a month to play that game while having it. It's annoying. God of War 2, by the way. But yeah, all right. My next one, Nintendo DS Lite. I love the DS Lite, dude. I think it's the perfect size. I think it looks. I had a pink one, by the way. Blow your mind.
You did?
I had the metallic pink one. I traded it in because I'm dumb, but yeah. What's funny is I never even bought it. My mom found it on a bus. Said no one claimed it, so here you go. And I got a free DS Lite, dude. Yeah. And I played that thing, dude. I played so many Pokemon games on that. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't play much else, but I played a lot of Pokemon on that. Black and white.
DS Lite was pretty slick.
Dude, it's so good looking. It's like the perfect little size in your hand too. It wasn't bulky.
Wait, was it metallic rose?
Yeah.
The one you had?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. I'm looking at it on Amazon.
Man. It's nice.
So,
yeah. It was a good looking one, man. I took that thing to college with me. I was in my freshman dorm playing a fucking pink DS Lite, dude. I hid that away when, a certain gender would come over, but I gotta look.
Dude, let's be honest here, though. Can we agree? The original DS is the ugliest thing ever.
Oh my god, it's so fat. It's the fucking,
disgusting.
It's the fattest with the smallest screens ever. Its proportions are so off, dude.
It looks like those in every spy movie that had this like weird flip out silver thing. That's what it looks like. It's just ugly. It is really, really ugly. I think it was like titanium or whatever. It's an ugly silver, just nasty looking. Oh,
it's bulky.
The DS Lite honestly is where they start to get on there.
It's like rounded for some reason, dude. It looks like it's No, the red DS Lite. Oh, dude, the red DS Lite is gorgeous.
I will agree with you. DS Lite was pretty sick too. Like I think the DS Lite was really good, and the DSi was really, really good. Because I think the DSi though I like a little bit more just because it's matte compared to the DS Lite, which is very shiny. So you know what that means? Scratches.
I never scratched mine.
Really? Wow. You know what I'm mad about? Me giving my DSi to my cousins and then getting it back, and you know what they did. Just imagine the.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I hated when people did that, dude. And then their screens wouldn't stay up, and they're like, "Why is it not staying up?" And I'm like, "It's because you're fucking doing this. Like, it's simple, guys. It's." I hate when people do that, man. And I was like, "Come on."
All right. Let's go to our final ones. Our big bads. Save the best for last. Well, at least I did. I don't know if you did or not, but I definitely did.
Okay. Do you want me to go? Oh, yeah, you said DS Lite. Yeah. For me, and I'm not going to really say this is my number one, but I think the Switch is easily in the top 5 for me. I think that is one of the most impressive consoles out there because not only is it a console, but it's also a handheld console. And I just think it's extremely impressive what they pulled off. Yes, it's underpowered. Yeah, but the stuff they were able to pull off with this console, and I mean, you can even still see to this day that it's selling like hotcakes. I think it beat PS4, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's official now. Yeah, it's gone past PS4.
So,
I don't think it's gonna climb to PS2, but it may get there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But it's just insane how much of a jump it was from obviously Wii U. But just to see that the Switch is just, I'm very impressed with it. I'm still blown away to this day by how well designed it is. It is able to play probably the most impressive games. Well, okay, before PC handhelds started to be a thing. I think at the time when it came out, it was the first thing I ever seen that actually was straight up, literally playing console quality games. Because it was a console, but also handheld at the same time. And it's just awesome, man. The amount of engineering they put into this little thing Yeah, I got mine right here. So good thing I don't have to run around because I have the OLED, but whatever. It's not this one exactly. But um it's just insane. Like I just think it's super impressive how they were able to create this thing. It's so small and compact. It's skinny as can be. I love the engineering behind you could take off the controllers and everything. I love that like it's very family friendly, kind of like the Wii was, but it also still has extremely, in my opinion, adult friendly games. Um, it's great. I don't know. Like this is the first Nintendo console that I could truly say I absolutely like more than even the Wii. I love. Like I think this console is amazing. Like they've come out with the best games on it. I think the design of it's very slick, though I kind of wish they came out with straight black Joy-Cons, which they never did. I think
Yeah,
that's a
that's
crime.
off black.
They only have gray, and it's like, come on,
That's
man.
a better
Give
description
me
than off
straight
black.
up black,
I don't
man.
know. I don't know
All
what.
black.
I don't know what off black is, but gray is definitely a better descriptor for it. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah,
But
it's just horrible. Like I wish it was all black, but that's the only complaint I can have. I think it's very well designed. It's very quiet. It has an insanely good battery. At least the later ones did. Like they have a updated for new Switch is what we're gonna call it. The red box Switch to be specific. That's one I got. But yeah, I think the Switch is just insanely well designed, and they deserve all the round of applause. I mean, if honestly, if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't even be seeing all these PC gaming handhelds coming out because I think it honestly helped boom and bring new stuff to this market. This like market of like having a console in a sense, but also having a handheld console, and I love that. So can't wait still. I really can't wait to see what they do with the new Switch. I'm a bit afraid, but I'm also excited and
I don't think you got
intrigued.
a reason to be afraid. I think
Yeah.
Nintendo has the groove right now. The Wii U was a weird one, but I will still say to this day, and I'm never gonna waver from this opinion. I think the Vita had the trip so the Switch could run. I think the Vita is an amazing device. It's so
Yeah.
good. Just no one played it. No one wanted it. No one played it. There were games on it. Eventually, after the thing didn't sell, they stopped making games for it. But the
Yeah.
Vita is incredible, and it definitely had, yeah, it had the trip and fall so the Switch could run. But no, I love the Switch. I do. I think it's an amazing device. In terms of looks, I couldn't put it anywhere near my top five. I mean, it looks like a screen, looks like a handheld, you know. But I think it's an amazing device and what they were able to do,
Mhm.
especially with sales and all that. It's super impressive. But in terms of just strictly looks, I wasn't putting it in. All right, my number one, my if do facto number one, and I was talking to Andrew like this. And I was talking to Andrew, and I personally don't think it's anywhere close. I think this is far and away the best looking video game console ever developed. There's not even any out of everything we've talked about, my list, your list, everything. For me, nothing is close, and it is a special edition console. So it is the 20th anniversary edition of the PS4. I think this is again. There's not even a challenger. This is the greatest looking video game console ever developed, in my opinion. It harkens back to the original PlayStation with the gray and the blue combination of the lights and the old school PlayStation colors. And not to mention, I just think the PS4 is my favorite video game console ever. I love the way the PS4 looks. But, dude, the 20th edition PS4 is the single best looking console I have ever seen. Thing is gorgeous from head to toe. And I don't know if you're looking at it or not. You're shaking your
I am.
head. Yeah, dude, the thing is beautiful. I don't know how to phrase it other than the fact that the colors work. The blue light in the middle of the colors. There was something special that happened, and I wanted it so bad, but I did not have the money for it. And
It's only
it's yeah,
$2,000.
I was saying I don't have the money for it now, if I'm being honest. So
But if you want it like new, um, about 2,500. Yeah,
yeah,
not bad, not bad.
yeah, it is. But man, is it a good looking fucking machine, dude. It is. I keep looking at it. It's so fucking good looking, dude. And I just love the PS4. Like I said, I think PS4 is my number one. It's probably my favorite console I've ever played. I love it between the games and everything, the looks of it. It looked modern, it looked unique, it looked cool. And yeah, then when they came out with this 20th anniversary, a big shout out to the 20 million unit version of the PS4 Pro, which had like this clear kind of crystal blue. That was really cool looking, but the PS4 Pro is just the PS4 with an extra stack on it, so I'm not putting that
Mm-hmm.
in there. So, but man, 20th edition PS4, by far in my mind, like I said, there isn't even a challenger. It's fantastic. All right, now that we've spent an hour into the show talking about this, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is the XP Podcast, our weekly video game and pop culture news podcast. Where Logan and myself sit down with y'all and talk about all the news stories and happenings inside and out of the video game world. We post a new episode each and every week, so you can listen to it throughout the week or whenever you desire. You can find us on most of the popular podcasting services, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. If you enjoy what we're doing here on the XP Podcast and you love it when Logan just leaves me high and dry all the time, please go over to our Patreon where you can be a part of our weekly discussions and give us your opinions on everything we talk about and everything we don't. You'll also be able to find all of our uploads there along with any exclusive episodes we may post. Links for that, as always, are in the description down below, or you can simply go to patreon.com and search Experience Point, spelled capital X, capital P, ERIENCEPOINT. However, if you don't have any money to send our way, don't worry. We still love and appreciate you for listening to us and being a part of what is hopefully a growing community. You can also go over to our YouTube channel where you get this show and all of our shows in video format. You can see our big, fat, ugly faces if you want to. Well, I'm ugly. Logan's not that bad looking, but if you do, please give us a like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification icon so you can be aware of everything we post when we decide to post it. New episode reminders for you. Episode 62 is up. It's live, with where we go through, what have you been doing during our hiatus? We took about a 2-month hiatus to just catch up and get away from gaming a little bit. So we talk about everything we did during that week. We also talk about Jim Ryan retiring for PlayStation. Don't know what happened to my voice there. Helldivers 2 getting a delay, and we talked about its price points and what that means, but we also talked about so much more. But let's finally, after now 1 hour and 6 minutes, let's get into this week's show. In Around the Point, we talk about the new PS5 revision has finally been announced, and to say we have a couple of things to say about it is definitely an understatement. We've received updates on the Cyberpunk franchise and its future, and where the hell is Xdefiant? Then in LTR, we dive into the reviews for this week's games, but before we get to all that, it's time for what is, and forever will be, the rundown, where we catch up on all things pop culture that we've been doing, whether that be gaming, TV shows, books, movies, comics. It doesn't matter to us because we like it all and love to talk about it. Mr. Birdman, what have you been doing?
Well, Starfield, but there's not much more to say
That was
about
exactly a 2-minute rigmarole. Don't know how I did that, but
that. Yeah.
down to the second.
But
104.56, 106.56. Sorry.
Oh, really? No, you're good. You're good. More exciting news. I'll just kind of throw these out real quick. Next Fest happened on Steam, where I'm a little bit new to this, so maybe this has been going on for a while, and I'm not gonna lie, I just got a PC, so I don't remember this being a thing on consoles. I never really see it, but they released a bunch of demos for a lot of upcoming games. So I'll throw out a couple of them that I downloaded. One was RoboCop, which is probably the more popular one you've seen a lot. Another one that I actually talked about a while back, and it was at a Nintendo Direct, I believe, or Nintendo Indie Showcase. And that was Another Crab's Treasure, which also looked really good. And then there's one more, and I haven't played it yet, but I'll probably talk about it next week. It's called Forgive Me, Father 2, which looked really fucking cool. So, I don't know if it's still going on. I doubt it. But I decided to play RoboCop, and it was actually pretty good demo. I went in with really low expectations. Like it's a movie tie-in kind of game. Like not movie tie-in, but you know what I mean. Like it's a licensed game. And it's really a 50-50 sometimes. Like sometimes you get a decent game, or you just get a really shit game. And I was impressed. Like it's like a solid 2-hour demo, I believe, which is not bad. Like usually demos are really short, which is something I'm going to talk about in a second.
Yeah,
but
you can't figure this game is going to be very long. Like 10
exactly,
hours
yeah.
probably max, I would feel like. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I've watched videos and all that, and it's like, I don't know if I want to play this for any longer than 10 hours,
Yeah. I think it's going to be like 15.
Really?
honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a $50 game. So I think it's going to be around 15 at most. And then if you're like a trophy hunter, probably 20 hours, I would assume. But yeah, from the 2 hours I played, very impressed. You also just got to know
I am
you got to
so
do
wrong. It's not
your
even
first.
funny.
What?
According to the developer, it's 20 to 30 hours long with multiple
Damn.
endings, with pacifist options, investigations, and more.
That makes sense because there are some choices you make in the demo, so I can see that, especially because some of the choices you do make actually seem to do something that will probably happen later in the game. So that's kind of cool actually.
Feels a
But yeah,
bit long, but okay.
I don't
I'll
know,
give it a
man. Who
break.
knows? Again, some of the stuff you can level up in your skill tree seems to kind of would hopefully change things up. And you would also be fighting different enemies, which I will say, as a demo, they didn't do a really good job of showcasing more enemy types. It was always kind of the same type of, basic gang member with a Uzi or a pistol. I think the only enemy that was like slightly more challenging was the one that pulled out like an M60 on you. That's about it. But uh I thought the demo was really good. Again, go into it knowing it's a double A game. I think their last game they made was a Terminator game. I don't know the full title of it, but it came out on the PS4 and Xbox One, and then it also got enhanced on the PS5 only for some reason, which I thought was kind of weird. I think it may be on Xbox now. I'm not sure, but I heard pretty good things about that game. I didn't hear like fantastic, great things, but I heard that it was a good game. It was decent. I don't spend more than probably $40 on it, kind of thing. So RoboCop, I'm just really impressed by it. Obviously, there are some problems with it. I do think certain characters are far more detailed compared to the rest of them. You could definitely tell some of these people were some Unreal Engine ass people with some hair that look a little weird, and also some of the animations for when they talk is a little awkward. And there's especially this one scene that really just kind of made me laugh because you go to this one guy that there's this kid, and this kid looks like a man. And then he's like, "You young boy, you should be in high school." I'm like, this dude doesn't even look like he's like way too old for high school. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So there are definitely some weird things about it, but I actually thought the gameplay was pretty fun. I do think it could possibly be worth the $50 price tag, maybe even a little less, but we'll see. Maybe it gets better. But I was impressed. It was a good demo. I actually really love that more and more studios are kind of going back to making demos again because it's a good way to advertise your game. Sometimes not, like Forspoken. But I think it was really good, and I'm excited to see when Mike plays it. I could spoil alert: he hasn't played it yet. It's not even on his rundown. So if he did play it, he didn't put it on his rundown. But I
No,
was
I
impressed.
downloaded, but I ran out of
Yeah, you
time.
definitely should play it, man.
I was
It's good.
busier than I thought this week, so
Yeah. My
yeah.
last one I'm gonna throw in real quick because it was such a short demo was Another Crab's Treasure. That is basically a Souls-like. If you look at it firsthand without reading a description, you probably would not know it's a Souls-like. But it is a very interesting game. It's literally like you're a crab,
I would
but
hope
it's
so.
Souls-like. But the thing is that's unique about it is like you use
Oh,
trash and stuff
I heard
as
about
like
this. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You can use like trash and stuff as like armor, but then those armor actually give you abilities in combat, and it's really cool. Like I was enjoying it. It was actually really fun. Obviously, it runs insanely well, because it's not a very visually demanding game, I would say. It kind of reminds me a lot of the new SpongeBob remakes or remasters that came out. It has that same kind of art style to it, in my opinion. And yeah, I don't know. It looks like a fun game. I wouldn't probably spend full price $60 on it. I don't even know what the price of it is gonna be. I didn't look it up, but I just know I was interested in it, and
49.99.
when that could not be too bad. But the demo's really short, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe at most. So if you want to go check it out, it's like you go to this one area and then there's a boss, and then that's the demo. But it was a good demo. So
Oh
yeah.
wait, never mind. My bad. There's no price on it. I was reading
Oh,
the short and it said free delivery over $49.99. But there's
Oh,
no
okay.
price there. Yep, next year releasing. We'll see. Maybe a fantasy game for Mr. Birdman next year. All right, wrap it up, and I'll go through mine.
Okay. So I watched a show called Space Dandy, which is an anime. I guess it's pretty old. I don't know exactly how old it is. I didn't think the art style was as old as, like, for example, like Cowboy Bebop.
2014.
But
It's not old.
okay, so it's not that old. Okay. I heard someone say it was old. That's why I was confused because it didn't really look that old. But I was like, whatever. Maybe I guess 2014's old. Whatever.
That's because
So
it's still hand drawn animation. It's not the new CG
oh, okay.
animation. That's why it looks old.
Well,
Which I think
it's
looks way better.
fantastic. It is definitely more of a comedic show, and it's very, again, like classic cartoon-esque, where literally you could literally watch any episode and not miss anything. Like, you could watch probably even the second to last episode, and you're not gonna be missing anything. But I really, really like it. Yeah, what?
I was just reading the description. It says Dandy regularly visits an intergalactic Hooters type
Yeah,
restaurant
go
known as Boo Bees.
Yeah.
I'm a child, and that made me laugh that
Dude,
much.
you would love it. You would really love the show. Like, I think it's hilarious.
Oh my
I think
god,
it's
it
great.
continues. It says, yeah, he visits that where he indulges in his posterior fetish and dreams of someday buying out the franchise. I'm gonna watch
Yep.
this. I want to
Dude,
go
you
to
would like it.
Boobies.
I'm telling you, dude, it's so good.
Am I a child for
I
thinking the
love it.
word boobies is funny? It's a funny word, boobies.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially for a place to be called just straight up boobies.
I
Like,
love
what?
it. Dude, Japanese people, you gotta just, they don't give a shit. Hats
No.
off to them. They don't give a flying fuck, dude. They'll have
And
a
dude, they
grope.
definitely go very heavy into the booby route within the show, like,
That's
for
awesome.
sure.
I love it.
Especially, dude, you have to let me know your reaction when you watch the first, like, 2 seconds of the show, because it's absolutely hilarious. The first line you get in the entire show, it's so good. Amy's the one who got me into it, so I really like it. It's about Space Dandy, yeah. Okay, so last thing, big surprise. Bought a little something. Not me. Well, technically me. I'm married with her, but my birthday came around, it went, and I still haven't really got my big gift because a lot of things have been going on. And this is gonna correlate with a little story this week, and I kind of spoiled it, but I got a Quest 3. So I ordered one. Should be coming in pretty soon. I'll probably send you a video when I do get it, and I do get to try it out. But yeah. I'm gonna save most of that story about what we're gonna say about the Quest 3 because it's kind of an interesting one for a little bit later, or we could do it now.
The fact that
Whatever you want to do.
no one fucking knew that it was coming out.
Yeah,
I didn't even know a release date had been announced.
So
dude.
yeah, this is what's funny. Let's just get into it. It's not a long story.
You're good.
Yeah. So Quest 3. You know how like we talked about this like a while back, and we're like, we're looking out for the release date. I've been keeping up pretty well with the Quest 3 to see if there's any news, I thought there was going to be a showcase in September, maybe giving us a release date. If there was, I never heard about it.
There was.
So
the MetaConnect 2023 event on September 27th announced the release date for October 10th.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know why, but I just never saw this. So yeah, we must have missed it. And so yeah, I was randomly this week, I was looking on YouTube and I see Quest 3 review, and I'm like, I'm interested. So I click on it, I watch it. The first line, the guy says, Meta sent me a Quest 3, but I already purchased one. It was really great because it just arrived the other day on release date. And I'm like, oh, so it is released. And I'm like, what? I was like, I had no idea it was out. So yeah, it's actually, a lot of the stuff is kind of selling out. So I ended up jumping the gun and getting it. I've been watching a lot of stuff on it. Looks good. I'm very excited about it. I've seen some of the big upgrades they've been doing for some of the games, and it's looking very impressive. And I've heard about a lot of really good things with a lot of the enhancements. The only bad thing I've really, like, the biggest unanimous problem with it is the same unanimous problem with Quest 2. The fucking strap sucks. That's what I've heard about it. So I'm not exactly fully surprised that the strap sucks yet again.
Is the battery worse? Because I'm looking at the official specs. It says up to 3 hours. So it's not 3 hours.
Yeah, that's about right.
Really?
That's about right. Yeah.
Seems short, but I guess it's VR. You don't stay in it too long, so
no.
Fair enough.
And then if you really want to, usually the best way to do that is you can upgrade and get like a little like battery pack. Like my Quest 2, I have like a strap that has a battery pack thing on the back, which I plan to probably use for my Quest 3 as well
Not doing that.
because yeah, it sucks a lot of battery out, to be honest. But again, everything's looking very impressive with it. I'll probably have an opinion on it by next week or so. I'll probably be playing a lot of VR this week when I get it. So yeah.
It's cool. I'm messing with my brightness because it's getting darker in here. My camera sucks at that. So anyway,
Yeah.
oh shit, hit the wrong button. No, I'm all jacked. All right, my turn. I think, right? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
I'll get the short one out of the way. I've only played like another hour of Phantom Liberty. I got distracted. I'm trying to rip through these other two things. But the big one, well, I guess they're both big. I played both for quite a long time. So I'll start. Forza Motorsport finally
Hmm.
came out. I'm a big Forza guy. I love Forza. Probably not as much as other people like that, but I just love racing games. I think Xbox says I've played it for about 16 or so hours.
Hmm.
I gotta say, I don't love it. I like
Really.
it. I like it. But there's a lot of things that I just wish they would have kept the same. And I know they're
Yeah.
doing something a lot different. This is a more elongated Forza. They're planning on, I don't really want to say live service because they haven't said live service, but everything that they say that they're trying to do is a live service game. So I'm going to say that, even though that's not what they're calling it. But it is more of an elongated release time where things are going to drip out, content drops, seasons, all these things. I don't love the new upgrade path and how they do car levels. It just feels a lot more restrictive of a game than old Forzas do. And old Forzas, man, used to get cars all the time, could try out a whole bunch of
Yeah.
different ones, sell them if you don't like them, get your money back, reinvest that. And this is a more, I would say, mid 2000s driving sim where you buy a car, and if you want to sell that car, you only get like maybe 30% of the money you put into it. That's one thing that
Damn.
I'm like, I don't love that we're kind of backtracking on that. I don't love the upgrade system where each car now has their own specific level based, and you
Yeah.
unlock the upgrade parts through those levels. So, say for example, like I was driving this Porsche that was like super awesome. I had done the
Hmm.
whole series with it. It was like a level 26, something like that. I had all kinds of different parts I could mess around with, create different aero builds, create different aerodynamics and like mess around with the car. And I went to a new series and you start at level 1 with a slow Camaro. And I'm like, ugh, I wish I could just throw the upgrades on it and really play around with the cars, which is what Horizon does, which is what older Forzas do. You're not really limited
Hmm.
outside of money that you have with what you can do to your cars, and I just gotta say I don't love that. Now, in game on track, it's great. Feels awesome. It's a racing sim. You get what you get. The handling feels really good. The weight distribution and how each individual car actually feels different. Rear wheel drive cars feel different to drive than front wheel cars. Heavy cars feel a lot more planted, but a lot less, quick and agile. It's very much a tank. These light little cars, you're flying everywhere. You can you tap one wrong brake button, you're going into the old barrier. But yeah, it's great on track. PC performance. I was very high day one. I'm like, man, this thing, there's no problems. It's been a complete clusterfuck ever since day one. I cannot,
Really.
I cannot get this thing to run well. Settings don't seem to apply properly. I have no clue what's going on with frame rate. I turn up textures, runs better. I turn on FSR, runs worse. I turn off ray tracing, runs worse. I turn on ray tracing again, runs better than it was before. I don't know what the fuck this game is doing, and I don't understand it. I downloaded the
That.
new preview drivers, turned on frame generation, got like 20 less frames than I did without it on. I have no clue what's going on in the back end of this game, but there's something not right with PC performance because nothing I
Really.
do makes sense. There was this one night where anytime I would rewind, the game would crawl to like 35 frames. I pause it, go into the visual settings, not change a single thing, back out, running at 6570 again. I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? So that is pretty sucky, pretty crappy. And it's the same experience I had with Forza 5.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 5. For me, the game didn't perform well. It performs fine now. Like I was playing it the other day. Performs great. Awesome. Super, super well optimized now. But at launch, I have no fucking clue what's happening with this game. I'm lost in a sea of just nothing. And I know a decent amount about PC stuff and settings. So I cannot get this thing now to run plus 60 with anything that I do. And
Have you
it,
looked up the video I told you to look up?
yeah,
Digital Foundry?
of the optimization, yeah, it runs at about
Yeah.
57 around for me. But then every
Hmm.
once in a while it'll just drop. And again, it's not using my whole GPU, so I know my GPU. I hate when games do this. Why can't games, when you start them up, they use all the power you have in your system? I don't understand it. And I went on to some
It's
forums.
probably something with CPU, I'm gonna
My
guess.
CPU is like at 45, 50% utilization.
Yeah.
Just use it. I know my CPU is underpowered. I know I need to upgrade it. I'm in the middle of working on that. But if it's not using all of what I have, then it's not running with all of what I have. So,
Yeah.
and I know for a fact when this thing runs at GPU utilization plus 90s, it runs plus 60. I see it all the time. So it's not CPU limited in that way because it can. Why, when I make a right hand turn, it drops to 48? I don't fucking know. It's, but
That's the
anyway,
life of PC gaming.
but I do like it. I mean, it's a racing game. I don't think it's amazing. I don't really think it's what people wanted. And I've listened to some people out there, and most people seem to be pretty disappointed with it. I'm having a good time. I don't really love most of the changes. I think the track diversity is pretty paltry, and I guess that's, just based on the design that they're going to release them over time. I mean, I think the track has like maybe like 18 total tracks, and that's including some reverse ones. So it's something I may be off on my stats with that, but it's definitely not what we've had in the past. The cars seem nice. There's like 500 something cars. They all look pretty decent. But yeah, overall, it's good. It's a solid B racing game. Wasn't exactly what I wanted from it, but I put the game in hood mode and I race around a track, and it gets me that, and that's fun.
Yeah.
But there are some back end stuff and definitely optimization and performance stuff that I wish was a little bit more locked down for one of Xbox's biggest games. But I'm gonna stick in. I love Forza. I always go back to Forza, so I'm here. All right, the big surprise. I talked maybe for like 5 minutes on it because I hadn't played it very long. Assassin's Creed Mirage. Mr. Birdman,
Mm-hmm.
this is my Assassin's Creed.
What do you mean?
I've put 22 hours into Assassin's Creed Mirage now.
Yeah.
This is the series that I love. Loved.
Yeah.
This is the series I fell in love with. This is the game I want to play anytime they come out with Assassin's Creed game. And that sucks because I know that's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
there are problems with Assassin's Creed Mirage. It's not perfect. I would say it's definitely mid-tier of the OG Assassin's Creeds. I put it in the same realm as like Unity, Syndicate, kind of that era of Assassin's Creed. It's good.
Yeah.
It's not top tier for me. It's not, it's
I wouldn't
not.
even really say Syndicate's good, but
I think Syndicate's fine. I've gone back to it recently. I guess I'm looking at it from like Odyssey comparisons, and it's like,
yeah,
honestly, a fucking steaming pile of turd looks as good as Odyssey of Valhalla. So,
true.
but no, I jest. But this is what I want Assassin's Creed to be. I think this
Mhm.
game is awesome. Like I said, it's not perfect. The open world, like activities that you do aren't amazing. There's some side stories and quests, and like contracts you can pick up that kind of, I don't even say flesh out. They don't flesh shit out, but they're fun to
Yeah.
engage with. And dude, I love it. I fucking love this game, despite how imperfect it is. The biggest imperfect is the story is hot garbage. Which is not Assassin's Creed. That is the biggest letdown in the game. Assassin's Creed to me
Yeah.
has always had amazing characters, amazing. I mean, go through the list, man. Fucking Altair, Ezio Auditore La Firenze. I'm saying his whole name because you have to. Edward Kenway kind of wasn't great, but he's better than what Bassam is here. Arno is even pretty darn good, even though I don't love Unity. And I even
Yeah.
think the Fry twins are really interesting to have a cool play back and forth, even though Jacob's kind of a twat. But the other one, I don't remember what her name is, but damn, whatever. I don't remember. But just in terms of concept and design, this is what I play Assassin's Creed for. This is awesome. I'm sneaking around, I'm assassinating people, I'm running through these things without anybody seeing me. If I make the plan and execute it perfectly, I can get in, get out. No one saw me, no one knew I was there. I killed like one guy, and that was the guy I was supposed to kill, and I just leave. And it's so fucking gratifying. Like, I thought it was funny. Peyton was watching me play it, and she's watched me play quite a few Assassin's Creed games. And she said, after a while, I don't know how long she was watching me, but she was like, "Man, you're really taking your time with this, huh?" I'm like, "This is how Assassin's Creed is supposed to be played." I played
Yeah.
Valhalla like a reckless, abandoned ball because that's you could, and it was the best way to
Hmm.
play the game. This is what I've always loved. You know, you're sitting there, you're watching the guards back and forth, figuring out, okay, I jump down there, I can take that guy out in that bush, advanced here, get on top of that, get down, kill the guy. And dude,
Yeah.
it's so fucking gratifying when you pull it off. Like even in the open world, there's these guys you gotta kind of like take out and steal from.
Yeah.
I sit on top of this rope. I drop a smoke bomb, jump down, pickpocket, roll out, none the wiser, and I got what I needed. And it's so fucking cool. I love it so much, dude. I am infatuated with Mirage, even though the story is pretty hot garbage. Like, there's
Hmm.
one interesting thing that happens that I think like, oh, cool, this is gonna be like a little tit for tat, stress release. You know, there's gonna be back and forth with this character. Doesn't go anywhere with it. Doesn't even bring it up the next time they see each other. I'm like, okay, so we're just not doing story in this game. Got it. But the city. I thought she just fell. The city
Oh.
design. She did. She just reclined. The city design. It's awesome to be back in one city. And like I said, this was something that I've always loved. You're on top of a building. You have a mission marker to get to. And it's just fun to figure out the coolest looking way to get there. What? Oh, someone's coming in. But anyway, that's just a fun time. And it's what Assassin's Creed. It's what I've always loved in Assassin's Creed. Just figuring out the coolest looking way or the best way to do something in the most efficient way. And regardless of my score, that's going to end up being, it's not going to be an A or anything like that. It's probably going to be a high B, is what I'm sitting at right now. It's not perfect. There's different things
That's
here and there.
generous.
What do you mean it's generous?
I mean, if the story was garbage, as you say, man, wouldn't be a high B. Probably a
Okay, maybe just
middle.
B. All right.
Yeah, B. Just go
But
for a B.
again,
Yeah.
that's probably me just jesting because I'm so
Yeah.
overjoyed that I was able to play this game in 2023 and just have one last time with the franchise, one of my top franchises in all of video games, a
Yeah.
franchise that I truly love and I've grown up with. I've played every single main title launch. I haven't played some of the smaller 2D ones and all that, but I have played every Assassin's Creed game. And this was, I feel like, my last hurrah with it, and maybe that's why I love it a little bit more than probably I should. But I truly think you in particular are going to like this game because it's so digestible. You're in, I said I put 22 hours in. I'm doing every single little thing the game has to offer because I'm planning on platinum it. If you sit
Yeah.
down, you run through the story, maybe do a couple contracts and a couple of the open world activities, 15, 20 hours max, you're in and you're out. Me, probably
Okay.
25, 30 hours is what I'm going to spend with it. It's super digestible. It's where I want Assassin's Creed to always be. And it sucks that I don't ever really think we're going to get this again. Although I do have to shout out Ubisoft Bordeaux, people who made this game. It's their first full length official game. And I do think some of the story problems are because this game was supposed to be a DLC for Valhalla, so they had to work with what the character was in that one and what happens with that character, which isn't really that cool. So they were working with a shitty outcome and trying to define this kind of character within the context of a story that somebody else did. I hope and pray that Ubisoft sees this and gives Bordeaux their own thing. Like, go make a traditional Assassin's Creed game with a new character, a new setting, and everything, and see what you can do. I don't think they're going to do that, but I think that would be really cool to just go try to make the next traditional Assassin's Creed. And we're going to do Red, and you're fine. That's not a big a deal, man. We're going to go do Assassin's Creed Red and our open world RPG bullshit that no one likes, but everyone buys. I don't know why that is, but yeah, man. I think you're going to like this one. You may want to wait till it comes down $10 or $20, man, if you can get this thing for 35, $40, maybe even less, you're gonna love it. I feel like you're gonna love it.
It might be a Christmas buy,
Yeah.
one of those like. I think I'll probably just ask for like a Steam gift card. All right, now I'll probably buy some games on like the Christmas sale or whatever and all that. But yeah, I mean, it looks better than I expected. And the thing that sucks about it is like them giving me like the idea that they would go back to this.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, I think the better move for them to do, and they're not going to do it, but is them to rebrand. They rebrand to the Assassin's Creed games being back to Assassin's Creed games, and then making a new different title for these different games.
Yeah,
So
dude.
they can make both. Because I don't, yeah, it's just dumb. Because now, if they do want to make both, it's still really awkward. Because now it's almost like a Call of Duty release. We're going to have the Bordeaux Assassin's Creed this year, and then next year they're going to have whatever
Quebec.
the other group is.
Montreal
What?
and Quebec are the two other
Yeah.
studios.
And then they're going to go back to like that's Call of
Yeah.
Duty's a little bit of a different situation with that. That's a multiplayer game. It's supposed to last a year. But us having to wait like a year between, like, I don't know, it's just I don't know, a rebrand. Maybe
Yeah.
just have Bordeaux make Assassin's Creed games, and then you make the other people. They could still make games that they've been making, just rebrand it. Because I think they do have good games. I think Odyssey probably is a good game by its heart, but as an Assassin's Creed game, it is garbage. It is garbage, and you shouldn't call it Assassin's Creed. So it's just, I wish they would do that.
Like I keep
I
saying,
wish.
I've said it even with I've said the same thing with Odyssey and the same thing with Valhalla. They are amazing 30 to 40 hour games in both of
Yeah.
those that are stretched out over 90 to 120 hours, and it's just awful. I do have to say one thing I was gonna say. One thing I wanted to point out, but I forgot. The return of the notoriety system is done really, really well here. So there's 3 different levels of notoriety, which is the same as the old games. And
Yeah.
you get rid of it the same way. You tear down posters or you go talk to somebody and pay them off. But what they did with like the people in the world grounds you in the world so much more. So say for example you're at level 1, right? And you're walking around the streets. You don't feel like climbing on the roof or anything. You walk around the streets. At any time, a citizen can recognize you from, I guess the in-world explanation is the posters, and yell out to the guards, hey, here's the guy you're looking for. And then a chase starts, and you have to get away from the guards. And I'm like, that's so fucking cool. Like, that grounds you in the world, and it's like, you have to be careful if you're notoriety at all. And then the second level, the guards know who you are. They'll recognize you. There's archers on the roof every now and then that'll see you. And then the third level is where they send this high-powered enemy at you time and time again. And let me tell you what, when you're in the middle of a mission and you're at like high level notoriety and then that noise goes off that they've sent a hunter at you, it's like, I don't
That's
know.
cool.
It's like this noise cue. It's like a horn that blows. And I'm sitting there in a
Yeah.
fucking patch of grass. I'm like, oh shit. It's awesome, dude. I said the game is not perfect. Plenty of problems. But I just kept playing it. And I'm like, this is great. This is Assassin's Creed. This is what I've always wanted it to be. I want it to be a little better with a good story, but this is where I want my Assassin's Creed to always be. And like I said, I hope they let Bordeaux go off and do their own thing, but I don't have a lot of hope within there. So, but yeah, man, if you want a last hurrah with the Assassin's Creed that we both grew up with, however imperfect it is, pick up Mirage and have what in my opinion is a pretty great 15 to 20 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was enamored with it. I fucking loved it, dude. But like I said, there is problems. All right. I was excited to talk about that, man. I was surprised by how much I liked it. Because again, I'm just so jaded right now with Assassin's Creed. I'm like, there's no way they actually bring me back, right? And they did.
No.
But I'm not blind. I have the full knowledge that the next game is the next Japanese open world, which is sad because there's no way they're beating Ghost of Tsushima. Like, there's no way they're making a better game than that. There's not a shot in hell. So,
Dude, no, yeah. Which
Ghost
by the way, like
already out Assassin's Creed them.
No, one of my friends that came down with us this weekend, Cooper, he shared me like this trailer that someone put up for the new Assassin's Creed Japan, which by the way, half of that trailer was completely and utterly fake. I'm pretty sure it was all done in Unreal Engine 5. It was definitely, you could just tell, like the animations in it just looked weird. But I literally looked at him, I'm like, dude, what do you mean? It's already out. It's called Ghost of Tsushima. Like,
It
it's
is.
been out
I
for a
mean,
while now. And you know what? Ghost of Tsushima will still probably be a much better game than the one they actually release. I guarantee it. 100%.
what's
I
funny
would be
is
so surprised if I was proven wrong.
I was listening to a random video, and he was talking about Assassin's Creed Mirage. Well, it's not random; it's Luke Stevens. I watch him all the time. But
Yeah, yeah.
and he was saying that Cyberpunk also has this very back end Ubisoft feel, where the game kind of feels like Far Cry in a way, like especially with the
Yeah.
way it like plays. Not obviously the way it's set up in its RPG systems, but like just the chaoticness of like
Hmm.
combat and the way you engage with combat. And it feels like Ubisoft has been out Ubisoft in both. Cyberpunk beats Far Cry, Ghost of Tsushima beats Assassin's Creed. It's like you got
Hmm.
punked. You got beat on both levels of what you were good at and what you're known at. So, like I said, I I am in love with this game. I don't know if I would be as in love with it if like Assassin's Creed had never changed. I can't tell you that because Assassin's Creed did change. So, but because of that change, I really do think this is a fantastic Assassin's Creed game just by nature of how you play it. And like the limited tools, like you don't have endless supplies. Like you have 4 throwing knives, and when you use them, you got to go to something else. You got to use your traps and your smoke bombs and your distractions, and then you got to actually pay attention to guard like routes and everything like that. And if stuff goes wrong, it all breaks down. And you got to get away because you cannot fight very well in this game.
That's good though, because I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
And I know some people may not like that, but that's again, this is why I think they should change their marketing and go back to just having them make the Assassin's Creed games and then someone else make a different type of game with a different name behind it. But make it like those other Assassin's Creed games that you wanted. Because yeah, you're gonna have people complain about playing Mirage because they don't understand. Some people, it's basic knowledge that not everyone follows up. I mean, clearly you've seen people with Starfield and all that. Um, People don't do research. They see
yeah.
a name, they buy it. They played Valhalla, they loved Valhalla. They see Assassin's Creed Mirage come out, they go get it, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?
Oh
This
no,
isn't
that's
anything like it."
I
And it's
guarantee you
like,
the people are like that.
but that's what's so annoying because you named it the same thing. Like it's like Call of Duty coming out. Okay, you're playing Call of Duty this year. Next year comes out, it's a strategy game. The fuck? Like what do you think people are gonna say then? Oh, we love it. No, they're gonna like this sucks. This isn't Call of Duty. That's what I mean. Like you you gotta change the marketing behind it because you're gonna have people hate Mirage because it's not the same game that you came out with in the past 2 years. And I think I really do like that Mirage has done that. Like that was one thing I'm very impressed with because it gives that same feeling that all the old trailers gave you, especially the first one that came out way back when the first Assassin's Creed came out, where literally when you're getting chased, it's about you. It's all about the chase, And I love that. I do like that. I do wish though Mirage had a little bit more fluid and faster parkour system, but that's just me. That's why I love Unity, and I know you don't like Unity, but I love Unity because of how fast-paced and fluid it can be. And I just wish they kind of brought that back, but I also understood already ahead of this game coming out that this game was supposed to be a DLC. That's called doing research. So I
Yeah,
knew
going
that
in,
it was.
brother.
I know. I'm sorry, but it's just
It's
like
fine. I
it's
don't
common
care.
knowledge,
I'm
guys.
here for it.
Before you buy something, before you jump into something, you do your research. So sometimes I make mistakes. Like I didn't do research on Saints Row, and then I bought it, and then I played it, and then I hated my life because that game's fucking garbage.
No,
But
okay, hold up. Here's the thing. I did research on Saints Row. It was called watching the trailers. That was the research I
yeah,
needed for Saints Row, and I'm like, no, not doing this. But yeah, man. Sorry, did I interrupt you? Was that a finished
no,
thought?
I think it was just, it did look good. I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah.
proud of them for actually making an Assassin's Creed game, and also secondly, not charging $70 for like a short game. Like they went down to $50, which is mind blowing for Ubisoft, man. I mean,
Yeah.
they're always about getting as much money out of you as possible. God damn it!
It's on
I just
follow.
turned on the tracking because I put my hand up. God damn it! Now if I go here, but yeah, no, I'm proud of them.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I will
no,
give
yeah.
them this. This is probably the better Ubisoft game we've been waiting for.
Like I
So,
said, this it. There are plenty of problems with this game.
okay.
Um, plenty. But I'm looking over those because it gives me what I've wanted for shit. 8 years now, 6 years, 7 years, something like that. It's been a long time, man. But by the way, did you get my snap where I broke the game to get a trophy?
Oh yes, yeah,
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 because
yeah.
I wasn't about to try to stay in open combat for 10 minutes in this game. That was a
Ugh.
trophy I was getting. That was one of the trophies. So my whole plan was, and I didn't even really look anything up. I kind of did this on my own. My whole plan was to find one of them big enemies in a spot by himself and just dodge around him for 10 minutes. That's what my
Oh
plan
yeah.
was. So I went in the corner of that room you saw, and literally I was just holding the controller, holding the back button, and just every time he swung, just hitting square to dodge. And I was just doing that. And eventually his AI broke. And I was like, cool, I'm just going to sit here for however long it takes till the trophy pops. And I did it. And that's awesome. And that's not representative. That's not representative of the game as a whole. That's just what I did to get the trophy. I just broke the game. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I really do think you're gonna like it a lot. Like I said, you're not gonna play this game like I'm playing it, where you're doing every single little thing that pops up onto your map, which is really not that much, honestly. Like I said, this is old school 2009 Assassin's Creed. It's what it is, and all the
Yeah.
goods and the bads, other than the fact that it said like the story. And I'm enamored with it. I can't wait to beat it.
You haven't beat it yet?
No, I told you I was busy these past couple days. Last time I
Oh,
played it
okay.
was Thursday. Yeah, fucking Forza came out, man. I'm trying to put the time.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right, yeah.
I've been trying to put my due time. If Forza didn't come out, I would have beat this game in like 3 or 4 days. But yeah, I was trying to put enough time into Forza to really get my opinions out before the show. But all right, now we're gonna go to around the point, unless Logan has anything else. All right, we're gonna go now to around the point, where
Yep.
we here at the experience point go around the video game world and give you the news that you need to know about. All right, sorry for that delay. I had to go to the bathroom. Anyway, all right. This number one on around the point, the story Logan and I have been very much looking forward to talking about, because we are in unison. Sometimes we have dissenting opinions, which is very entertaining. I hope so,
Yeah.
at least I hope it's entertaining. This one, there is no dissenting opinion. PlayStation has finally announced their long rumored, never once disbelieved PS5 revision. And let me give you all the details, then we're going to talk about it. So the new PS5 revision is set to release later this year on holiday 2023. It has the same general makeup as the original PlayStation 5 console, although it is 30% smaller. Comes included with a 1 terabyte SSD now, removable and attachable Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive, and anything else? Oh yeah, it has a USB-C port in the front instead of a USB-A port. So those are the changes that we're looking at. The PS5 new one, slim, with the disc drive included, will retail for the same price of $499.99. The digital PS5 without the disc drive will now retail for $449.99, which is a $50 increase over the original all digital PS5. You can buy the expandable disc drive for an additional $79.99 if you so are inclined. And now the stand, if you want to mount the console vertically, will be at another $29.99. The only stand that comes included is a horizontal stand for the new console. So, we've been waiting all week to talk about this. We talked about it off stream a little bit. Now it's official. We can make our mark here. This is fucking ridiculous. I'm strictly talking about the pricing input. The look of the console, yeah, it's dumb looking. I don't know how else they would have made it with a disc drive that you can remove and change and all that. I don't really know engineering wise what they could have done differently. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Like, yeah, it looks like it's got eyebrows, but I don't hate it because I understand. Like, I don't see another way to do what they wanted to do. But man, this pricing scheme is fucking rough, and I don't understand. I do understand it. You want to make money,
So
but I just, man,
I'm just confused.
I'm not confused at all. I
It
know exactly
only
what they're
comes
doing.
with a horizontal stand. It doesn't even come with a vertical stand whatsoever. Like not even a basic vertical stand.
No, I guess theoretically, this console is capable of standing vertical. It's just like the PS5. You don't need to stand to set it up right. You technically only need to stand for the horizontal current PS5.
Oh,
Technically, it doesn't need the vertical stand. I use it because it's there. So I guess that's
yeah.
where they're like explaining it away. And there is technically precedence because, like we talked about with the PS2, it's designed to be horizontal, but you can put it vertically or you can buy a separate stand for vertical. So there's precedent, but I don't give a shit about the precedent. I care about you launch the console with a stand that was both horizontal and vertical, and that was a huge selling point for you, and people were really happy about that because that was awesome. It gave them choices. Now you launch the revision of the console, charge more money, and then charge an additional more money for now to have two separate stands, both with 50% less utilization than the original stand that came with the console. That's what I have a problem with.
And it looks worse.
It does
And
look
it looks
worse.
worse.
But like I said,
And
how else were they going to design it and do what they wanted
it's
to do
still,
with it?
dude, like at that point, then don't do it. Like you're compromising the look
Yeah.
and making it worse by making this weird cookie cutter appearance to it now. Like
I will say,
who
I
the
do
fuck is
not.
like I just want to know who's behind like design at this point. Like they have to be the most lazy ass motherfuckers. First I see their stupid, I'm sorry, but stupid little portal thing, which is literally just someone sawed the PS5 controller in half and put a LCD display, or sorry,
I still think it looks cool.
IPS
I'm throwing it down. I
display
still
in the
think it looks
middle.
cool.
But then now you got this, which is literally they put the PS5 on its side, they sawed into it on both sides, and then they said, now you could take it off and put a disk drive in it. Or you could take out your disk drive if you really feel like it. Wow. Then
Here's what I thought was
it
going to happen.
doesn't make any sense.
Here's what I thought was going to happen. They were just going to have the revision. They were going to cut out the dual price point, sell just the PlayStation 5, and it would be what it is. And if you wanted to buy the disc drive, they would sell that separately. And
That's the smarter thing to do.
If they would have kept everything, but obviously changed the base price, make it, I don't know, if you want to have a price increase because you technically have a bigger SSD and you added another port, I guess $429.99, whatever, fuck it. And that way with $419, whatever. And that way with the disc drive, it would be the same $500 that it currently sits at now. Because I just don't think in both camps we're at a point where these things are going to be price cut because of all the stuff that happened for the past 3 years of these things coming out. I just don't think either company is at the point where they feel comfortable cutting the price down.
Mm-hmm.
Evidenced by the fact that we haven't seen a price cut yet. So, like, that would have been fine. That's what I thought. So we just be now one SKU, and that way, technically, your next-gen console is cheaper than your competitor's next-gen console. Sorry, I just hit the mic. That would have been a great win marketing-wise. But the real bullshit is you still have the PS5 with the disc drive.
Yeah.
At, let's see, let me do my math real quick. At a comparative $30 cheaper than your alternative if you were to get the same device. Which makes it does make sense. They want you to buy the $500 one and not the $450 one. I understand it. I get it. I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's still fucking stupid. It's so dumb.
Especially they do, because the fact that it's only $50 less, it's like you might as well just buy the disc version, because I think that's so dumb that they took out the disc drive and it's still I just think it's complete bullshit that they brought it up in price, the digital version of it.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking stupid. It looks worse and you made it more expensive. That's great.
I did my research and I was like, has this ever happened before where a revision of a console that is the same power and just has a couple things changed here and there comes out and it's more expensive? There's only one other time it's ever happened in the history of video game consoles, and that's the 360 Elite. Same price point. They changed some ports. They added an Ethernet port, and that was $480 instead of $400. That's the only other time it's ever happened where a revision console comes out and it's more expensive. So, again, there's technical precedence, but I don't give a shit because this is dumb. Technically, it's not more expensive if you just get the disc-based version. But the disc-based version looked like they took a PS5, got it pregnant, and just, here you go. We have a fucking...
It literally does. Actually, the more I look at it, it's got a bump.
Yeah,
it has
we have a tumor Xbox 360 and now a pregnant PS5. What are we doing here, guys? And dude,
to me, does it look like the bump is bigger than the
the bump is
PS5?
massive, way bigger. At least like, proportionally to the rest of the console. Again, overall, this is very much smaller. And I'm gonna be interested to see when they take it down and like what they did to get that console smaller. Because I don't know if anyone's looked inside the PS5. I have. I've even looked inside my own PS5 because I'm out of the warranty now, so I don't give a shit. 90, no, not 90%. Half of the console is cooling. That's all it is. Like half of it is just this big ass fucking fin stack to keep the thing cool, which it works really well. So I'm very interested to see how they got. I mean, 30%. That's not a small margin. And I've looked at like mock-ups, comparatively speaking, how they did it originally, which how we found out how big the PS5 was. We had people compare the size of the controller and then 3D asset the mock-up, which is how we knew the PS5 was going to be so massive at launch. The same guy has done this, and it is smaller in every regard. It's smaller height-wise, it's smaller depth-wise. It's definitely a much, much smaller console in comparison to the original PS5. But
I wouldn't really say much, much smaller. I would say smaller.
I mean,
not much.
It's not PS2 to PS2 Slim. No, we were never going to get that. But it is. I mean, it's fairly small. 30% is.
I don't know.
Not
gonna lie. None of these are really showing me the difference. So they need to like show me what the original looks like
PS5
and this one.
Slim. I saw a mock-up.
I just can't begin.
Well, that didn't give me what I wanted.
I just think this is so dumb because at this point you might as well literally just kept with your same thing, and then you would also not have this shitty cutout thing because literally you already had it. Like it's such a simple thing. They already had it. Literally, if you want a disc version, you buy the disc version. You don't want the disc version, you don't buy the disc version. Boom, done.
Now I do know why.
What market are they trying to hit with buying this digital, and then literally now they're gonna if they. Like what's their market? Unless, as I said, they are actually not going to be selling as many of these straight up disc ones, and they're going to try to charge you or try to sell you only the digital ones, so then they could charge you an additional $80 upon that, so that you can get the disc version that you wanted to get. I bet you that's what they're going to do. So they get their fucking money out of you.
I don't know why
it's actually technically a more expensive console than the Xbox over here. They're helping their competitors by doing this.
I mean, it is. It is a more It is and it isn't. That's why I'm mad. It's so fucking confusing. It is a more expensive console, but it's also not at its baseline more expensive console. Where before this, it was technically $100 cheaper console than Xbox was, because the PS4 digital is the same power as the PS5 disc. Sorry, and that was like a selling point that I don't think they even used at all. I used it on the show. I was like, technically, the PS5 is cheaper than the Xbox.
$400. If I would have gotten that one, because again, I don't even really use my disc drive.
Yeah,
I'm not much of a person with disc drive stuff. So like, I would have gotten that one, but that one sold out like immediately. So I got the disc version. But it's like. Who are they selling this to other than to make extra money? Which is why I'm thinking exactly that they are going to only sell, they're going to sell out of that disc version way faster than the digital one. And then the digital one is their way to make extra money out of the people that want to buy a PS5. And I bet you money that is how it's going to be. Wait a month. And I bet you we're going to start getting news things about people being like, PlayStation's trying to get extra money out of us and stuff like that, because that's what they're gonna do. I mean, hell, if I was a business person, I would literally do exactly that.
Every business is trying to get money from you, so
I would just try to milk as much money out of the people as I possibly could.
I just had hope that this was gonna be their way to really stick it to Xbox's price point, and probably have to force Xbox to come down in a way to just stay competitive, even though, I mean, they're still not competitive. People just aren't out there buying Xboxes globally. So I think PlayStation did this because they're like, well, who the fuck's going to stop us from doing it, Who's going to stop us?
No one. That's what happens when someone becomes too big.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. And you know what? People are going to still suck it, and they're going to take it. And, whatever, man. I'm happy I got one before they did this bullshit. That's all I gotta say. Because I wouldn't be buying a PS5 if that's what's happening right now. I would not buy it.
This device was never for me. I was never going to buy this device. Now, when the PS5 Pro comes out, I'm all up that thing's ass. Dude.
Oh, yes.
I am all over that. I don't care how much it is. It's going to be expensive. I don't give a shit. Unless it's like 900, then I'd care. But it's probably going to be like 600 or something like that. And fine, whatever. I'm buying it. I don't give a fuck. You got me. I want the biggest, powerful thing. That's what I've always wanted. So
no, I don't blame you.
You got me.
I would do the same.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah,
I like
this. This is a rough beat to take as a PlayStation fan. It's rough. I understand everything that they're doing and the reasons for it. I also can sit here and say I disagree with
I
those
don't.
reasons. Oh, I
I don't
understand them.
get any of the reasons why they're doing it other than just to milk money out of the people.
That's the reason. There's
That's what I'm
there's
saying.
no other
That
understanding to happen. Like
that's
that is
such.
the reason. I am really pissed off about the stand. I'm more pissed off about the stand than I am that they up the price of the digital. Like that stand thing just infuriates me. And I don't really understand why, because like I can technically understand the price increase because you technically did do something to it, even though I don't think it justifies it in any way. You put a new SSD in it, you put a new port on it, you did something. But I don't understand the fucking stand. That pisses me off so much, dude.
Honestly, dude, at this point anymore, it's even more and more better to just build a PC, dude. Everything's looking so much better now because look at GPU prices and all that. They just keep fucking going down. And then you see fucking PlayStation like extra $50. Same fucking thing we've had for like years. You're telling me they haven't gotten their shit figured out by now? They've gotten it figured out by now. They're just trying to make extra money. And they can, again, as you said, they can because they're
Yeah.
just that big. They can do whatever the fuck they want. You know, they can literally charge $600 for a PS5 and I get you people still fucking buy it because that's all it is. And I just think that's bullshit. I don't think people should stand for it. But you know what am I say? We have people that buy Madden and play 20 days worth of it. Cough, cough. You know, not gonna name people.
Andrew, I'll name him. I don't give a
So,
fuck.
yeah,
He listens to the show.
yeah.
Andrew, 13 fucking days of Madden. And you're gonna come
I'm
at me with your
disappointed.
opinions about video games? Sit the fuck down. I'm just kidding. I like you, Andrew. You're a good friend. I like hanging out with you. But I do have to say, I had a thought, but then I went off on my Andrew Terry. What was I gonna say? It probably wasn't important. I mean, it was, but I don't remember what it was. Damn, it was actually a really good point. God damn it. Well, I don't want to sit here for too long. I'll think about it
Yep.
later.
Okay.
But yeah, man, this is a rough beat to take. Oh, that's what I want to say. My bad. Yeah, I would say PlayStation is big in gaming. I do want to shout out Sony execs. You definitely don't listen to the show, but maybe there's one sitting in a boardroom that's like, yeah, let me listen to this fucking ginger guy talk. I don't know. I'm bored. And if you are, be careful because you're big in gaming, but you're not big enough to make a big mistake like Xbox is. Xbox is big enough they can make a mistake and still exist and still
Mm-hmm.
live. We saw it. They made the Xbox One.
Yeah, we see the
They're still
Xbox
around.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not that big. You're not a big enough company to make that big a mistake. And this isn't that big of a mistake, like we talked about. This is a mistake in our eyes, but they'll be fine. They're gonna sell their consoles and they're gonna be completely okay with it. But
It's a start of a
yeah,
rough
I'll just say
circulation in what I'm seeing right now
be careful.
because not only have we seen the Portal come out, which doesn't look that great, but
I
that's
disagree,
not that
but
bad. That's up to the whoever wants to buy it. But this is starting to become very anti-consumer, and the thing is, the more and more they keep testing this water, they keep pushing forward, the more and more that they're like, man, we can just get away with anything. We'll just start doing this. We'll charge extra for PlayStation Plus. Oh wait, they already did that. We're gonna keep doing that. Now we're gonna boost up our prices of our digital-only console. But then we're only gonna sell our digital-only console so that we can charge $80 extra for a disk drive. And then guess what? You're gonna get a half of a controller by next year, and you're gonna have to buy the second half of the controller if you want to use it fully. Guaranteed. This is the shit where they start. Dude.
I don't know about
It
that last one,
starts here.
but
Yeah, that would be funny though.
I
But,
will
like,
say you're in the not the wrong camp because it's your opinion, but you're in the minority camp with the Portal. That thing is selling pre-orders like
that's
fucking
great. I'm
hotcakes,
happy
dude.
people love it, but I'm
Dude,
just saying, like, you have a phone right here,
every
and
other
you don't have
day,
to get the backbone. You can get any other thing out there, and you could do the exact same thing that thing does.
PlayStation is the Apple.
That's great. Yeah,
PlayStation is
it's
the
fair.
Apple of video
Yeah.
game consoles.
I don't agree with a lot of things Apple does, but
Me
yeah,
neither,
it sells
so
out like normal. So
yeah.
I
But
love some Apple stuff. I love their phones. I love their MacBooks. I think that shit's great, but I'm not a big fan of most of their stuff. So,
yeah.
well, and their watch. I love the Apple Watch. That's
Just
probably
get a
where
Fitbit.
I go.
Does the exact same shit. I know
No.
it's not true. I know it's not true, by the way. I'm being boisterous. Boisterous. I don't know. I'm an English major and I can't talk, so
Oh, and their AirPods, man. Their AirPods slap. They're actually probably the best earbuds I've ever had. And I mean that full-heartedly.
I've used them. They're not that good.
You need to try mine, dude. I'm telling you.
I have
They're pretty
AirPods
fucking good.
Pro. What are you
Yeah,
talking
I have
about?
Pro too. And trust me, man, they're the best earbuds I've literally ever had.
You haven't
And
had
that's not me being a play. Like I've owned JBL ones. I think they're great. But dude, after
JBL
going
sucks, but
from
all right. Here's what I'll tell you. This is not me being the fanboy or anything like that. I'm a fanboy of PlayStation, all that. Sony's earbuds are fucking out of this world. Sony's earbuds are so damn good.
Yeah.
You're talking about I have Samsung earbuds. What are you talking about?
I'm joking with you. I'm fucking with you.
No, like the MD.
I would have to hear them. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I had to bring my next time we hang out. I'm bringing my AirPod Pros too, and I'm gonna have you try them. Like, I'm telling you, dude, they're good.
The MX 4000, I think, is a new one. I had a guy that I worked with at Target. He brought some in, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! These are ridiculous, dude. They are."
Are they wireless?
Yeah, they're just earbuds.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're not cheap. I think they're like $300. They're expensive, but the AirPod Pros ain't cheap. They're $250. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Ooh. Yeah, I love the AirPod Pros too, man. They're like literally. Like I didn't believe a lot of people on that because I had AirPods original and I fucking hated them so much because literally within less than a year the batteries were like fucking like horrible and they would die in like literally less than like 15 minutes. And it was super annoying and I was like, no, I don't want to go back in the AirPods. I don't want to do it. I'm good. And then all of a sudden Amy got AirPod Pros. I tried them. I'm like, these are really, really good. And I watched a bunch of reviews, and I heard the AirPod Pros too were like literally a lot of people praise them. They say they're like the best earbuds they've ever had. And some of them are audiophiles. They don't usually like a lot of stuff. Like especially look up a dude called DankPod. Fucking love his YouTube channel, by the way. Hilarious guy. Well, it's hilarious the stuff he reviews. But he praised, like he's a huge music person, he praises AirPod Pros, dude. Like he says they are like easily the best, especially when it comes to noise canceling and earbuds, the best. The best.
Sony just bought Odyssey, which I fucking love Odyssey headphones.
Yeah.
Not just, this happened when we were on break, but and the new PlayStation buds, the earbuds that are coming out sometime, probably later this year, they're gonna have the planar magnetic drivers in them. I'm very excited for that. But they're $200, so I don't know if I'm gonna buy them.
That'd be fair, yeah.
Yeah, but and they look like PlayStation stuff. I'm like, I kind of want my earbuds just kind of be low key, which is why I don't like AirPods.
Yeah.
I don't like to look like a white juices spilling out of my ear.
Dude, they're tiny boys. What do you mean? The Pros are small.
White juices just pouring out of my ear holes, man. It's fucking gross. Just give me my little Galaxy Buds I stick in there. It just looks like I got black earwax in there. That's what I like. All right, let's go on to our next story, man. This one, every time they come out with it, PlayStation comes out every single month with the top downloads of PSN games, and I like to talk about it because I like to see what people are playing out there and get mad at it. Speaking of getting mad at, the number one game downloaded in September of 2023 is NBA 2K24, which upsets me. Number 2, Baldur's Gate 3. Number 3, Mortal Kombat 1. Number 4, EA Sports Football Club 24. Number 5, Madden NFL 24. Hold on. I got my counts wrong. No. Number 6, The Crew Motorfest. Number 3, Payday 3. I don't know why I said number 3. Number 7,
I was
Payday
like, wait,
3.
what?
I saw 3. All right, give me a break.
Okay.
Number 8, Grand Theft Auto 5. Still fucking there, man. Next, Liza P. I lost count, so I'm just going to go. Cyberpunk 2077. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming in. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, Marvel's Avengers. That's only because they announced that they're taking it off the store, so everyone's downloading it to have it.
True, yeah.
Then Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, and then they're still hanging in there. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales and Marvel Spider-Man Remastered at 19 and 20. Spider-Man game's still hanging in there. But yeah, man, 3 sports games. That upset me seeing them up there. We usually don't see them up there that much, honestly. In the best-selling games we do, but man, whatever, I guess. Baldur's Gate 3, congratulations. You're amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be game of the year. I'm calling it right now.
It's
100%.
Dude, there was this guy. Well, again, I don't like Starfield really at all. There's a guy that's like, oh yeah, game of the year, no problem. Like, have you fucking paid attention this year at all? Maybe in other years, Starfield would have had a chance. Not this year.
No, dude. After Baldur's Gate came out and how big it was, and especially it had that same kind of impact that like Elden Ring had. Yeah, no. The only two games this year that really made the biggest impacts, in my opinion, were both Zelda and freaking Baldur's Gate. And I love Starfield, and I do still think it made an impact in some ways, but Baldur's Gate is just by far the victor, man. It's new, it's fresh, it's nothing we've ever really nothing at least as good as this we've ever seen before, and it deserves it. It just deserves it. It's that good. It's crazy that it's in the top 5. Well, it's in the second place
Well,
still.
it came
I
out
just
in
think that's
September.
so impressive.
You remember it launched in September for PlayStation.
Okay, that's true, but still,
Yeah.
I'm very happy for
And
this
plus,
'cause
there
I
was
love
a
that game.
month of hype from people that didn't have PCs built up to be able to play this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my dad's playing right now. Actually, is Baldur's Gate.
That's
I've been helping him out because he asks me questions. I go up there and help him. So yeah,
All
it's
right.
good.
Our last PlayStation news. Each and every month they announce the extra premium and essential tiers. We already know the essential tiers. We didn't announce it because we weren't on the show at that point in time, but now we're going to announce the extra and premium tiers. So for extra, if those of you don't know, I guess I'll explain the PlayStation tiers to you real quick because it can be confusing. Essential is the same thing you've had for years. You get your 3 free games a year, you get access to cloud storage data, playing online, and some other shit. Extra, you get a huge category of PS4 and PS5 games that you get the chance to download and play at your heart's desire. And the premium tier is for only us schlups that forgot to cancel and go down to the extra tier like me. So I didn't want to give them the money, but I accidentally did. But that is where you get a paltry pick of old school classic games like PS1, 2, 3, and PSP games. But anyway, here he goes. For the extra and premium tiers, I screwing this all up, Logan. For the extra tiers, you get Gotham Knights is the big one on PS5, Disco Elysium, the final cut, the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes, Alien Isolation, Dead Island Definitive Edition, Outlast 2, Elite Dangerous, Far Changing Tides, Gun Grave Gore, Eldest Souls, which is funny as shit.
Yeah.
Roki, and then in the classic tiers, Tekken 6, Soul Calibur Broken Destiny, Ape Escape Academy, and IQ Final. Now, I do have to say, I was listening to someone talk about this, and they said this was a disappointing month. And I don't really know what you want from this if this is a disappointing month. Yeah, Gotham Knights may not have been a great game, but it's a big game. Disco Elysium is one of the best RPGs.
I heard that's a really good game.
It's one of the best RPGs to come out of all time. Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes. Cool. It's October. That's awesome. Alien Isolation. Yep. Awesome game. Yep. Dead Island Definitive Edition. That's cool to see. Outlast 2. Awesome. It's October. And then for the classics, Tekken 6 and Soul Calibur. Awesome fighting games. Ape Escape 3 are on that Ape Escape train, let me tell you. They keep
dude. Again,
they keep putting them out.
Come on, people. You have an entire PS2 library to look at. And they keep fucking releasing Ape Escape. They have to run out at some point. They have to run out.
People forget how big Ape Escape
How many
was,
Ape Escapes are there? Please.
I think there's only like one more, if I'm being honest.
God of War 1. Release. God of War 2. Release. Every single Ratchet and Clank game on PS2. How many times do we have to beg for you to release something good?
Okay, real quick. I do have a gripe. They're putting a lot of PSP games on there, which is cool. Where the fuck is Wipeout? Wipeout is awesome.
Where's God of War Chains of Olympus? God of War freaking Ghosts of Sparta.
By the way, I have your answer why they're not adding those because I know the PR. Here's the PR. Someone asks on the stands, why aren't you putting God of War 1, 2, 3, Chains of Olympus, and Ghost of Sparta on the PlayStation Plus Premium Classics? They're like, well, it's already on there. You can stream it on PS3.
Cloud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You disgust me.
Which like I did actually go back and play God of War when I was doing like the streaming stuff. It's playable. Barely, but yeah, it's technically playable. And like I said, I want
to own them and play them. So
just do it.
Please
go buy a PS3. They can't be that expensive anymore.
No, it's like $200.
Really?
Yeah.
Get a Super Slim. It sucks, but eBay.
No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
it. I can't do it.
I have
There's literally one right here for $120. The fuck are you talking about?
Well, I need to get my dad's. My dad has.
This comes with a controller and 14 games, and it's $120.
Well, I have one that might be free, so we'll see.
That's fair.
I want to go and get games. Like, there's so many games on the PS3 I would love to play, but
dude, you have to get this one. It comes with the best PlayStation exclusive ever released.
Oh yeah.
Haze.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Haze is a
Heard
rough
nothing but
game,
good things
dude.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I played it. I beat it
Hey,
twice.
I played Mag.
Mag's good. What are
Remember
you talking
that?
about? Mag's
It was
awesome.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mag's awesome. It's super unique. Didn't work
it
very well,
is. With
but
how many people they had on the map at one time, yeah, it was pretty
yeah, was it
crazy.
like 400 something?
Yeah, it was a lot of people.
Yeah, it's stupid. All right, let's go on to the next one, which I just realized I did not prep myself for at all, so I'm just going to read it. Telltale Games, the beloved, at least beloved in this circle. I love them. Just can't figure things. This can't figure shit out, man. We've got another news story that Telltale Games have reportedly laid off a number of employees last month. They go on to say in a statement from them. Hold on. Like I said, I didn't prep for this. My bad. Due to current market conditions, we regrettably had to let some of our Telltale team go recently. We did not take this action lightly, and our commitment to storytelling and finding new ways to do so remains the same. We are grateful to everyone for the decision along this journey, and we are working to support everybody impacted by this decision. All projects currently in development are still in production, and we have no further updates at this time. So yeah, man, this team just can't figure it out.
Yeah,
And look, I'm still super hyped for the Wolf Among Us 2. I
I'm a little worried though.
I'm not worried because the game's got to be close to being done by now, right? Like, fuck.
Right?
And I've heard good things about the Expanse, not great things, but good things that it is a good Telltale game, which is all I want for them. I just want
Yeah.
them to make good narrative games. I don't want them to be super complex. They don't need to be super complex. They don't need to be Quantic Dream level adventure
Yeah.
narrative games. I don't want that from you. Give me your just what you do. Just give me what you do. That's all I want, you know? I, I don't know, man. I feel bad. I do. Because I want them to be good. I want them to succeed. I've got to put the timestamps in for this. What was it?
Me too, man. Because I'm so excited for Wolf Among Us too, man. I just want it to be good. I want it to be just as enjoyable as the first one. Yeah. There's actually a lot of Telltale games I've never played that I would like to go play,
I
but
think
I
there's
just haven't.
only. I think there's only one that I haven't played. I didn't. I
So
never
I haven't
played.
played all the Batmans. I never played Guardians of the Galaxy one, which I wanted to play. I didn't even beat all the Walking Dead ones. I only beat like the first one. That's it. So
Yeah, I know there's two I haven't played. I haven't played the Jurassic Park one, the one that came out before The Walking Dead, and I haven't played
yeah,
season 4 of The Walking Dead. All the other ones I've played,
yeah,
and I like
Hmm.
them to all different degrees.
yeah.
The Guardians of the Galaxy one is really cool. It's good. Not as good as the game, which I think is probably the most underrated video game in like a
It is
recent memory,
very
dude.
underrated. That
People
game's so
people
good.
made up their mind on that game the day it was announced, and nobody
Yeah.
gave it a shot in hell, which sucks.
It didn't help that we had, the Avengers,
Yeah, damn, but
which
those are two very different games, not even
I know, but a
comparable
lot of people
games.
just saw and they're like,
Logan,
my
do your research, Logan.
oh, I do. I knew what I was getting into, but not everyone else does that.
Yeah, I
Ugh,
remember when that game came out, and people were like, "Oh yeah, Avengers sucks. This game sucks." I'm like, not even the same studio making the game. What are you
I
talking
know.
about? Oh, all right. Let's move it on. We got some Cyberpunk news to go over. We're both big fans of Cyberpunk here. Um, I actually think this just it keeps getting better and better and better for Cyberpunk, which is amazing to see. Again, no forgiving on this show. We do not forgive. We do not forget what happened when this game came out. But we do recognize when they put the time and the work in. And I read somewhere that they spent 125 million to fix this game and to make Phantom Liberty extra. Damn. That's a lot. That's another game. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a cheaper game, but that is another video game that they spent to fix this game. So props to them for fixing it because a lesser studio would have thrown out a couple patches here and there and said,
Yeah.
"There you go." They probably another studio probably would have stopped at the next gen release of Cyberpunk and
Oh, yeah.
how it was. But they went a whole other thing and completely redefined the game and its systems and then gave you an expansion. So props to them. I don't trust them completely, but I trust them a lot more.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
don't trust them when it comes to their sequel, but, I think they're in a good spot right now. Not as good as they were before Cyberpunk.
well, yeah,
So,
they were at the top of the world. I've never seen a bigger
hmm
crash, dude. The people forget PlayStation pulled this game off the store for 7 months.
yeah. That's
And
rough.
I honestly, no, I do not think that was about quality at all. I think that was CD Projekt tried to fuck with them, and they were like, "You don't do that to us." So because there was that whole
Yeah.
like, "Oh, just return the game. You have to go to Sony," and Sony's like, "No, you fucking don't. Like, don't put that on us." So they just like, "F you," which is kind of like this big power play. It's fun to see that happen. But anyway, get into the stories. We got 3 of them here. First one, Cyberpunk 2077 has now cleared $25 million in sales, with another reported $4 million in sale coming from the Phantom Liberty DLC. This comes from the CEO, Adam, I'm going to mispronounce that, Kinchinsky. Sure. He says the phenomenal Witcher 3 achieved a similar level in 4.5 years. And in Cyberpunk's case, a little bit over 2 years since it's released. That's not how math works. It's been 3 years. So we are selling far faster than we were selling the Witcher game, he said. Cyberpunk 2077 was billed as one of the biggest titles of the last console generation, with the heavily anticipated game selling 8 million copies via pre-orders alone. The total rose to 13 million during the game's launch month in December 2020. And then we all know it sold $18 million at launch and then fucking crashed and burned for years. But yeah, congratulations to them. Like I said, no forgiving, but props to them for sticking to it and fixing it when I think a lesser studio would have done far less than what they did to fix this game. And this game, to the point that I absolutely love it. What the hell? Oh, a fucking bear just made a noise in my room. But yeah, what do you think, man? Congratulations, obviously, but what do you think overall about this sales and everything we got going on here?
No, I mean it's great. I think again, they definitely have a lot to fix. Not in the game, but in their company and the way that when they go into the future with any other projects. I just hope they really learned from this. Obviously, yes, they fixed the game. Yes, it seems like the execs learned at least from this game itself on in order to fix it and actually bring it to a more positive light. But the future games, I don't think anyone, even in their right mind at this point, will be as trusting as they were when Cyberpunk was coming out.
I mean, you
So
say that, but people buy
I know there are going
Madden.
to be some people, but for me, I will always now be afraid of what they're going to release, and I'm also going to keep my expectations very much in check compared to, but I also wasn't as like I was very excited for Cyberpunk, but I think some people had super unreal expectations for it, and I didn't have super unreal expectations for it. I wasn't one of those people that believed that it was going to be the game for the rest of our lives. It's going to be like I basically just live and breathe Cyberpunk.
Well, the
But
problem is that's what they build it as. I never
yeah, I
believed it,
know. That's the
but that's what
problem.
they build it as.
Yeah, their marketing too just was shit. They shouldn't have done what they
And
did because they said things and did things that were
it's
incorrect.
kind of the same thing you see happen a little bit with Todd Howard and Starfield. Like he's talking about how Starfield is supposed to be played for. They designed the game to be played for 3 years, and I'm like, I don't see that in it. Granted, yeah, I've only 12 hours
I
in.
mean, I guess we've seen Skyrim, dude, and Skyrim's been for years upon years upon years.
Fair enough, I
So
guess, but
I wouldn't really be surprised. I mean, I think I could probably put a good amount of time, like almost a year's worth of time, almost. I mean, not exactly a year's worth of time, but I think I could play like a lot of Starfield. Like I still haven't even beat it. I would love to beat it, but that's a whole different topic. But
all right.
I'm just happy to see that they did at least fix the game. And even more than just fixing it, they basically completely revamped and changed the game. And they came out with a very solid DLC that was very good. And I really, really enjoyed it. And now I can't wait to see what they make next. But I'm also going to really, really look into what they showcase us from now on and
Well,
really just see what to believe.
speaking of what they're making next, we know that they're working on a bunch of different projects. We've talked about those projects on the show, but in an investor call on Thursday evening, so last Thursday, CD Projekt's chief creative officer Adam Badowski touched on the status of Project Orion, which is the Cyberpunk sequel, and he said, "This project is on the conceptual design level right now, and it's going to be designed by a team of veterans who are responsible for fine tuning Cyberpunk 2077 and designing Phantom Liberty, which is big." He said, we're also going to work out of North America, Vancouver, and Boston locations. Team leaderships are already in place there. And in late 2024, we're going to work with teams comprising several dozen people, while as a target, half of the developers are going to work out of the North US and the other half out of Poland, which I think is actually super important and interesting that they're moving production of this game to almost strictly North American studios,
Yeah.
which is super interesting. I'm a I'm not exactly worried because teams have Naughty Dog has 3 teams now working on 3 different games. So like studios do this kind of stuff all the time. But the fact that we've seen a predominantly Polish studio, proudly Polish, I would say, by the way,
Hmm.
work exclusively out of Poland, it's really interesting, and I think it's going to be pretty exciting to see what the next game is, and especially with the leadership that. I mean, obviously, it's a smart decision to give the game to the people that fixed the game and design the DLC. That's probably a good choice. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool news. Super interesting that they're going to have a more North American team making a game set in America. So we'll see how it works. I mean, and that frees up the Polish team to make the Witcher stuff, which I think they're really, really good at.
Hmm.
I think one of the reasons with Cyberpunk was they overshot. They
Yeah.
overshot big. And also I think there's one decision they could have made that fixes the entire narrative of this game. This game launched in November, right?
2020. Yeah. November 2020.
Yeah. Come out in September and just be transparent. Be like, guys, we've been trying for years and we just can't get it to run acceptably on PS4 and Xbox One. We just
Yeah.
can't do it. They said we went too big. We went we are too ambitious. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to refund. You're gonna lose money. Obviously, you're not gonna make as much. But no, I don't even think. I mean, you would have had some grumbles here and there. People would be like, "Oh, this is dumb." But I don't think anybody that truly matters is gonna be like, "Oh, screw them for being honest with us and saying that they just couldn't get the game to run." And maybe even show us videos of like, "This is what the state of the PS4 game is now. We
Yeah.
don't want you guys to play this." And just be honest with us. Yeah, us gamers, we're pretty fickle fuckers. I'm not gonna lie, but we do appreciate honesty and transparency. When a company comes out and tells us exactly what's going on, we're much more willing to get behind you because we know the facts. If you let our
Yeah.
imaginations run, guess what? You're setting yourself up for disappointment every single time because our imaginations will go buck ass wild. Like our imaginations went to this game you were going to be able to live in, like on an hour to hour basis. That's what some people's
Exactly. Yeah.
imaginations went to. And if you just tell us, look, that's not what this is, and it just can't run on the old consoles, it just can't do it. Again, people would have groaned and complained a little bit, but nobody would have really cared. And the narrative of this game would have been so much different. But they didn't do
Yeah.
that. So I can't go by that. That's not what they did. All right, the last bit of Cyberpunk news, interesting, I thought. Like I said, I'm much more on board with this type of news than I would have been 2 years ago, let's say. We get a live action Cyberpunk. What do you think about that? So they say a live action Cyberpunk project is currently in development. It's in the early stages of development. Not too much news. Reading through the document here, nothing else other than the fact that the team who oversaw the production of True Detective, Westworld, and True Blood are currently working on it over at HBO. So, yeah, HBO is making another video game show. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if it's HBO or not. It's just the people who worked at HBO. I will say, is it season 1 of True Detective and season 1 of Westworld, or the other seasons? There's a very different levels of quality
Yes.
there with both of those shows. Season 1 of True Detective is incredible, dude. Season 1
Same
of
thing for
Westworld,
Westworld. Yeah.
ridiculous. I even say season 1 of True Blood is really good if you like that kind of vampire adult fuck show. Pretty much what it is. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the rest of the seasons not great, I'll say. So that's a big distinction that I want to do some research on. But yeah, man, especially after Edge Runners, I'm all in for this. PlayStation's been doing it. Hopefully, whatever Xbox is doing next, they figure that out. Fallout show looks pretty darn good.
Yeah. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm all on board for this. I don't understand the haters of these live action projects. Like I said, even if they're bad, does that matter?
They're bringing this video game stuff to a wider audience. As long as they're not changing it in a bad way, I have no problem with it. You know, yes, there will be some changes. Like Last of Us had some pretty big changes, but I think it still kind of hit the points that we were wanting, as good as we could have been. It still was, I think, obviously it was a success business wise, but I do think
Massive.
it was a success even for like fans like me and Mike. So
Oh yeah. I
yeah,
have my problems
so
with the show, but I'll still say it's better than 95% of other TV shows out there.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
just
you
it
know, like
is.
I'm totally down for this. I love all this video game stuff coming to TV and all that. I love seeing it adapted in a more live action version of it. So yeah, I'm totally down for Cyberpunk, dude. I can imagine so many things they could do with it. And the cool thing is about Cyberpunk is it's so
Open.
open
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
that's why I think even Fallout's gonna do so well because it's such an open thing. It's not set on a specific narrative. Like, yeah, there's a theme, there's an idea, there's factions, but it isn't really about one single story. So they can kind of make it almost about anything, and so that's cool. And that's why I think Cyberpunk they could do a really
Yeah,
good job with that as well.
like the game 2077 is so limited in its scope in totality. Like you I forget that the world exists outside of Night City. There's a
Yeah,
whole United States. There's a whole other countries. There's a whole
yeah.
modern world still out there
I
that
mean,
we
there's a whole history too,
yeah.
and there's also a lot of Cyberpunk before the game even come out. I mean, the creator had board games and shit come out. It was very D&D like
I
and
mean,
everything, and the way he had it set up.
I have a 300-page book back there about the world of Cyberpunk, and I
Yeah,
haven't even really touched other
the
than like scan
corporate
through.
wars, they can make
Yeah,
stuff about that. Like, dude, there's so much shit they could do with this. And honestly, I'm cool. I'm excited to see whatever it is because I love the cyberpunk world. I think it's super fascinating. It's super cool. Not only from the game, but also the amazing anime of Edge Runners. Like, I am so down for whatever they make with this because I love this shit. It's so cool.
and like I keep saying over and over again, and I'm gonna keep saying it until people start listening to me. If this stuff comes out and it sucks, how does that change what you love about the game? If Last
Yeah,
of
it
Us
doesn't
came
do
out,
anything.
yeah, if Last of Us came out and it would have sucked, Logan and I would have talked about how, man, this show really did not get The Last of Us. It sucked. Would I have changed my opinion on the game of The Last of Us in one minute detail? Fuck no. I love The Last of Us. I think it's one of the greatest video games ever made, hands down. And I never would have changed my opinion, even if the show sucks. Another example, Halo, for all I know, the show sucks.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
you,
it's awful.
do you like do you like Halo 1, 2, and 3 any
Oh, yeah.
less?
No, I love it, man. I
Exactly.
wouldn't
So it
ever,
doesn't fucking
yeah,
matter, dude, in the long range. It doesn't
yeah.
matter. All this is doing is, like Logan said, attempting to reach out to a grander audience. Again, my dad watched the Last of Us TV show and he thought it was good. He didn't exactly
Yeah.
love, some of the more modern things in it, I'll say,
Yeah.
particular episode 3. But
Yeah, yeah.
he really liked the show and he thought it was a really, really awesome story. Peyton's family really liked it. Although it annoyed me. They got done, and Peyton and I called her, and we were really excited, and we're like, "Oh, what'd you think of the ending?" She was like, "It was fine." I'm like, "How the fuck do you watch that ending and have no opinion? How do you watch that ending and have no definitive opinions or topical thoughts on it? That's the most
Yeah.
crazy ending to a story I've ever experienced in like fiction. How do you
Yeah.
have nothing to say about it? I don't get it, man. I don't
Yeah,
get it. I was so mad.
I don't even get that either because like I'm still blown away by the ending of it. I just think it's so good. It's so good.
Imagine
I'm
me
still excited for the next season even though I know what's coming for me. I'm still excited.
Imagine
Just
me sitting there in 2013 and watching that ending play out. I was fucking
yeah.
floored. My jaw was on the floor. I was like,
Yeah.
really? A cut to black on that, you fuckers. All right. Well, we're gonna get more Last of Us in all forms, of media, comics, books, games,
Haunted houses.
movies, haunted houses. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I wish I could have been there for that, but you're more rich than I am. So
Poor
whatever.
Rich.
All right, let's go to a news story.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about this. We've talked to death about it. Everyone's talked to death about it.
Hey, you know what?
I'm
Let's
pretty
just
sure the fucking mother has talked about it. But Microsoft has officially completed its purchase of APK deal. I do want to read something from Mr. Phil Spencer on a post on Xbox Wire. He had this to say about the completion. He said, today we start the work to bring beloved Activision, Blizzard, and King franchises to Game Pass and other platforms. We'll share more about when you can expect to play in the upcoming months. We know you're excited, and we are too. Spencer also delivered this message to players of Activision, Blizzard, King games, suggesting multi-platform support will continue. He said this: for the millions of fans who love Activision, Blizzard, and King games, we want you to know that today is a good day to play. You are the heart and soul of these franchises, and we are honored to have you as part of our community. Whether you play on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, or mobile, you are welcome here, and we will remain welcome, even if Xbox isn't where you play your favorite franchise. Because when everyone plays, we all win. We believe our news today will unlock a world of possibilities for more ways to play. Thank you for the ongoing support. We have so much more to come in the months ahead. I'm excited for the future and cannot wait to share it with you. And that's it. It's finally fucking over.
Yep. And you know what? Great. Cool.
Awesome.
You
Yeah,
know,
sure. We'll see what happens
I honestly think it was kind of surprising that it wasn't really in my opinion, I didn't think it was really it didn't blow up as it was very calm.
And ended with a whimper.
I just saw a trailer and that was it. It's over. So cool.
I mean,
very happy. I hope Xbox does some stuff with some of their properties. I know Call of Duty's always going to be on everything, and that's cool. I kind of hope, though, because now they have and own Activision, they kind of bring back some old titles, Prototype. Yeah, Prototype. I'd love to see Prototype.
No.
Prototype.
What I want... Okay, if Activision brings back Prototype, I want Sony to be the little fucktards that they are and remaster Infamous. Because in my opinion, Infamous is so much better than Prototype. I know that's an argument a lot of people have.
Wrong.
No,
but
I'm not wrong. Infamous is
okay to be wrong, Mike. But Prototype is a much better game.
You're a fucking idiot. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing with you. I'm sorry. That was mean. I apologize.
No, you did.
But no, I do like Prototype. It's fine. It's such a jank ass game, dude. It's so fucking jank.
I don't know why, but I love Prototype 2 more, but I understand the story wasn't that great. But dude, Prototype 2 was fucking awesome. Gameplay wise, Prototype 2 is so good. But I understand the story isn't so good.
Until you get to that
because they kind of fuck up the main character from the first game, Alex Mercer. Don't know why they did what they did.
The gameplay's great until you get to the fucking helicopter fight and nobody can.
Dude, I beat that game 2 times. Actually, it's one of the games I got all the achievements for. That's how much I love Prototype 2. I absolutely love that game.
I'm happy for
But I know I still will 100% agree with people. Story sucks. But
I will
everything
say,
else about it,
there's probably a much better chance of an Infamous remake happening than a new Prototype game coming out. I will probably tell you that. Both of those things would be cool, if I'm being honest. I play both of them.
Yeah.
So regardless of how I feel. All right.
Honestly, just a lot of Activision games I'd love to see come back. So yeah, just please Xbox. Now you have all of those licenses. So bring them back.
Do something with them.
Please. Yeah.
Maybe release Hellblade while you're at it. I don't know. Give it a shot.
Oh, I don't know. We're gonna get another trailer of her looking into some water for 30 minutes.
That still blows my mind.
That's my favorite.
I could not believe
that pisses me off.
I could not believe they decided to do that. All right, next story. Let's get a couple Assassin's Creed things out of the way before the end here. Assassin's Creed Mirage apparently sells and performs fairly well, according to Ubisoft, which actually seems to say a lot about what the player base wants, or maybe how little they actually listen, is what I had to say about it. Anyway, over on the Twitter, they announced Assassin's Creed Mirage has been out for 6 days now, and we are thrilled by the love and positivity we have received over the last week. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey that celebrates, honors, and builds upon the 15-year legacy of the Assassin's Creed. There's no building here. It's all old stuff. We could not have been happier that our back to the roots experience has been embraced by the community. With the number of players being in line with past successful launches, such as Assassin's Creed Origins and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we are humbled by the positive receptions. We are proud to also share that Assassin's Creed Mirage is the biggest next-gen launch in terms of unit sales to date at Ubisoft. That's interesting. A big congratulations to the Bordeaux studio and all its partners in the project for this accomplishment. As a final thank you, we'd like to share some exciting community achievements from the first week of Mirage. 479 collective years have been spent parkouring the rooftops of Baghdad. 60 million leaps of faith have been committed. Committed. That's a weird choice of words, Mike. And then 1.2 million street cats have been petted. Thank you. See you in Baghdad. Yeah. This was surprising. I really did not think this game was going to perform well. This could all be bullshit. I have no clue. But if it is true, I want to know how many of them people bought the game expecting Valhalla 2. Oh,
That's
1.5.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because I'm sure they were a little disappointed with what we got here. I fucking loved it because, again, I did my research. And I also petted 3 cats. By the way, it's weird. It's the same cats as in Valhalla. They look so small on the ground, and then the animation plays out. It's the biggest fucking cat you've ever seen in your life. The thing's a jaguar.
Really?
It like leaps into your arms. It takes up your character's entire fucking top body. I'm like, what cat is this? There's no cat this big unless it's like a bobcat or something.
Persian cat? No, I don't know.
Bobcat. I saw a freaking dad joke today. What was it? Let me see if I can remember it. It said, Bobcat is just short for Richard Feline. And it was hysterical. I love dad jokes. They're so good. All right, speaking of the success of Assassin's Creed, I want to talk about its reception and its ranking in the grander scale of Assassin's Creed, but also I just want to talk about how Assassin's Creed games have been received throughout the history and see if Logan has any dissenting opinions, because I know he does. All right. This is the rankings of Assassin's Creed games in terms of review score and quality. And number 1, where it's supposed to be, Assassin's Creed 2 at 90. And number 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood at 89. And number 3, Assassin's Creed Origins at 85. And number 4, Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag at 85. And number 5, Assassin's Creed Odyssey at 84. And number 6, Assassin's Creed 3 at 84. And number 7, Assassin's Creed Valhalla at 83. And number 8, Assassin's Creed at 81. And number 9, Assassin's Creed Revelations at 80. And number 10, Assassin's Creed Syndicate at 77. And number 11, Assassin's Creed Mirage at 77. And number 12, Assassin's Creed Unity at 71. And in the very bottom of the barrel, and number 13, Assassin's Creed Rogue at 70. I did say Mirage is very much in the vein of like Syndicate and Unity, and it's smack dab in the middle of both of those. So fair point on me. But I do have to say, Odyssey, fuck off. Valhalla, fuck off. Way too high. 3 is not better than Revelations. Anything else? Nope. Breastfit looks good. Just piss off Odyssey and Valhalla. Why the fuck are they scored so high?
Valhalla made it so high. I so especially do not agree that it's better than Unity. Get back.
None of them are better than any of them. The only argument I'll hear is that those games might be a little better than Rogue. Maybe.
Because there might be what?
Might be a little better than Rogue. Maybe. Because I don't like Rogue that much. Also, I don't like the story. I hate Shay. He's a prick. But he's not an assassin. He's a Templar. So
yeah.
But he's a little fucktard.
That's why I like it, because it was so different. Because
it
wasn't always about
you want to talk about copy and paste, bitch. That bitch in our game is copy and paste.
Now, because it was Assassin's Creed 4.
I do love the ending and how it ties in with Unity. That's so cool. What'd you say?
Oh, yeah. Well, because I haven't beat it, so.
Oh. Well, it ties in with Unity. But I wasn't going to.
Well, I knew about that. I knew at some point it was supposed to connect to Unity, because I did see that. Because, again, Rogue and Unity came out the exact same time, because Rogue only came out on last-gen consoles, which at the time, it came out on 360 and PS3 only for a while there. And then, like, way later, it got ported to, which I thought was really fucking stupid, by the way. Because it's like, why? Like, I get that you maybe felt like they were missing out, but, like, why? I don't know. I just thought that was a really dumb move of them.
My funny story from that is I could not actually play Unity for the first week. Because, and you'll know this, you've played Unity. So,
yeah.
You remember earlier on in the game, you're in that church, and there's like a timing sequence where you have to jump across the chandeliers to get to the thing. The frame rate was so bad, even if you did it perfectly, because the timer ran in real time and not synced with the game in the progression of the game, my character moved so slow that I actually could not beat the time. I just couldn't do it. And that's fucking funny. So there was like a week that I just couldn't play Unity at all.
Damn.
But yeah, I agree with Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood being top. Those are my top 2 ones. I go back and forth. Assassin's Creed 4 with Origins, I can hear that argument. Odyssey and Valhalla way too fucking high. Assassin's Creed 3,
Yeah.
I'm not.
I
I
think
don't.
Assassin's Creed 3 should be under Assassin's Creed 4 for sure for me.
It is.
Um, no, what I meant was above Odyssey. I don't think
Oh
Odyssey
yeah,
deserves
no. Odyssey
anything.
and
Yeah,
Valhalla should be way
yeah,
down the
yeah,
list, man.
yeah.
The original one I agree with, kind of being mid. As a game, it holds up. It does. I actually went back to it recently. Surprisingly holds up, but it is lacking in terms of like its structure and its
Oh,
design.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think Revelations should be way high. I have no clue why people don't like Revelations. That's the greatest Assassin's Creed story. Dude, Revelations story is fucking incredible. And what it does for both Ezio and Altair in terms of characters and like the way it brings it all together, it's incredible. It's so good. If you've never played Revelations out there, please do. I understand the hook blade is a weird inclusion and people don't love it, but the narrative of Revelations is worth the price of admission by itself. All right, any other things you have to say? I know you don't like
Nope.
that Unity is all the way down there, but I'm sorry, it deserves to be down there. So
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but
I mean, it
it's
deserves to
okay.
be above Odyssey of Valhalla, straight up. No arguments there.
Even above Syndicate, definitely above Syndicate for sure.
Probably. You know
Actually,
what?
even above Assassin's Creed 1 for me too.
Okay, they'll stop you. But I'll agree with Syndicate, above Syndicate, Rogue, Odyssey, Valhalla, and probably in
I
line
just
with
remember
Mirage.
playing Syndicate and being so unbelievably disappointed after playing Unity with how excessively downgraded they made the engine with Syndicate compared
Yeah,
to
yeah, because
Unity.
the engine couldn't
Like it was
run
an
on the PS4.
excessively big drop, and I'm like, man, this game looks horrible compared to Unity.
I will
I
say,
still think Unity has probably one of the nicest looking
oh,
engines
dude, Unity.
still.
If you don't look at the faces and you just look at the back of characters and the world design, Unity looks like a next gen game, like a modern
Yeah,
video game. I have no clue what the hell they did. That engine was ridiculous, and please bring it back. Whatever engine you're using for Valhalla, not that great. But yeah, I will say that I don't like animation based gameplay, and the fact that the entire fucking game was animation based, I hated it. The combat's even animation based, and yeah, it
yeah,
looks cool. But if okay, I don't want to get into this too much. If a character goes to attack me and I can't block because I'm in the middle of a back swing, in real life I can still block. It just so happens that I pressed the button for the animation, so now I'm fucked. I can't do anything.
yeah.
I hate animation based combat, dude. I hate it so much. Anyway, all right, let's go to the last story. Ladies and gentlemen, where the fuck is Xdefiant? The game Logan and I have both played. We both kind of think it's okay. Pretty much is
Yeah.
how I would.
I think everybody was a little too high on it when I watched all the previews. And, I obviously want to see this game get better. I want to see, again, I didn't get to play in the later half of the beta, but I'm not going to lie, the first part of the beta was really buggy because it said it was crossplay. Was it crossplay? Because we couldn't get it to fucking work. It was horrible.
Well, that's because Ubisoft
Uh,
Connects is awful.
Yeah, it is awful. I hate Ubisoft Connect with a
It's
passion,
so
dude. Like
slow, dude.
honestly, that's one thing I almost like never want to play like Ubisoft games on PC because of how shitty Ubisoft Connect is. It's so frustrating to deal with. But okay, different topic. But Xdefiant, yeah, where the fuck are you? Like you said, I quote, "We're coming out in the summer." Um, it's
October
about
15th.
winter. It's about winter. You missed it.
You
You
missed
missed
it.
it, and we haven't heard shit
I
from
just want to
you
read the
since.
statement from the development team. By the way, did you know this game was announced in 2021? That's crazy. Did not
What
know
is?
that. This game was announced in 2021. That's
Oh my
wild.
god.
Did not know that. I thought this game was announced like 6 weeks ago, is what it feels like. Anyway, the development team said thank you to everyone who participated in our recent public test session and continues to stand alongside us as we build Xdefiant. The PTS once again showed us your appreciation for our fast-paced gunplay, uniquely crafted maps, objective-driven modes, and iconic faction roster. But it also surfaced some inconsistencies in the game experience that we need to address prior to launching our preseason. So we made the hard decision to delay the launch of the preseason of Xdefiant. The team will continue working to address these issues and testing them to make sure we deliver on our goal of being a best-in-class arcade shooter. We will share more information about preseason and testing as it comes. Thank you for your support. We're working hard to make something really special, and we couldn't do it without you. This game, I didn't know the game was still back in beta. Like, goddamn,
Yeah, that's
dude.
what I'm saying, dude. How
There's
many?
another
I
test.
feel like I've constantly been hearing public tests, public tests, public. How many public tests have you had? Like Jesus, dude. Like I feel like after maybe
Two?
one,
Two? I'll give him two.
two, you probably would have gotten an idea what's wrong with the game. But I feel like I've heard you guys do like almost 6 times now. I don't want to. That's not official, but I just feel like, God damn it, fuck you, camera.
Every time you do
I
that shit,
just
dude.
feel like
It's funny.
you've literally had like 6 of these tests, and you're still like, we're gonna have to delay. We're gonna have to delay. We're gonna have to delay. I'm like, what? Like, dude, it's
I'll
supposed to come out.
I'll give you an alpha and a beta, and then you launch your fucking game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
You
nope.
had an alpha, a beta 2, a beta launch
beta.
weekend, a public test, a Q&A test, the fucking visual identification test, a sound design test. I'm making shit up, by the way. This isn't
Yeah.
actual. I'm
I
randomly throwing
wouldn't be
stuff out.
surprised.
And then you had a freaking, I don't know, a trigger test. I don't know. You've had so many tests. And it's like, look, the game's either good or it's bad at this point. It's been developed. You have what you have. It's like the same thing with Skull and Bones. It is what it is. Give it to us. It's not getting much
Exactly.
better, probably. You know? It's like what we talked about with the Suicide Squad. Yes, it was like an 8-9 month delay. What can you fix in 8-9 months? The game is what it is. You made it. You developed it. If it sucks, it's not going to get better in a month or two. Just give it to us. Maybe figure it out later.
Exactly.
I hate that because I always say, release the game when it's finished. But that's at the point in the time, where people haven't played it, haven't experienced it, and it's all on you. And you're like, we're just not ready to show it yet. You were ready to show it. You showed it to us. The game is what it is. Give us the fucking game.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of that, we still haven't fucking played Multiverses yet.
Multiverses.
Do you not even remember what Multiverses is?
Wait, did it come back out again?
No, it doesn't come out till next year. I'm just laughing at that still.
Oh, I was like,
we played
yeah.
a month of that game, and it still
I
hasn't been
know.
released yet. That game is the most stupid fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. All right, man. Let's wrap this stuff up. It's been a long one, but I don't care. All right. Let's talk reviews. That's a new intro. What do you think?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. All right. Not that much came out this week, but Forza Motorsport came out on Xbox X and S. PC got an 84. Little Gator Game got an 84. Wildcard Football got a 72. Total War Pharaoh got a 78. And Lords of the Fallen 2023 got a 75, unfortunately, for Logan. The fact that they had to put 23.
It's just so stupid,
that's
man.
the official title, by the way.
Is so dumb.
That's the official title. It's like God of War 2018. It's how we have to say it. But God of War felt better because it was
Lords of the Fallen 2027 or 2028.
No, man. I do think from what I've read, I watched some videos and all, I think it does interesting stuff with the core idea of being a Souls-like, especially with its like multi-universe existence, a multiverse existence.
Well, it's like there's like 2 different like universes. Like,
yeah,
where
that's
you use
cool.
this lantern, you can see like a dark, like I don't know, almost like a hellish version of the land, and then that's cool. But I've heard some things about like the core thing of it being a Souls-like, it fails at like heavily.
No, well, I'm not a Souls player, so I don't know or care. Honestly, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So, but I do know a lot of people out there love these games, and again, I have no clue why Worthy likes this style of game so much, because I don't think he's ever actually beat one.
Yeah, he's probably never even played Elden Ring, and I don't get it.
I think he beat Bloodborne. I think he's like me. He beat Bloodborne. I don't know why. Yeah. Bloodborne is a very digestible game.
Should try Liza P. I heard a lot of good things about it.
Well, I thought you would have played it since you were so hyped about it.
I want to.
But you're a fucking faker, so...
I am not a faker. I have it downloaded on my PC right now, okay? I want to play it. I think I'm going to have enough time when I get my new headset this week, and then also when Spider-Man comes out literally in 5 days. Hell no, I'm not playing anything until I beat Spider-Man at least.
All right. Out this week, this is where we go through the games coming to a console or platform near you that you get a chance to check out. And let me tell you what, we got a fucking week. I was writing this down and I was like, dude, it never ends. Anyway,
Yeah.
on
Oh
October
my
16th,
god.
SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake on Xbox
Wait,
Series
didn't it
X and
come out
X.
on
I guess not.
Xbox?
On
That's weird.
on
Okay.
October 17th, Cyberknights Flashpoint on PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, and Android. Mortal
What?
Kombat Onslaught on iOS or
Mm,
Android. No clue what that is.
yeah.
Skull Island, The Rise of Kong. We've both been waiting for that one, and I just
Oh,
realized
dude, I can't wait.
I spelled it Coing. Whatever. I was tired when I did this. Comes out on PS5 for Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Sonic Superstars on PS5 for
Oh, wow, Wizards with
Xbox
a
Series
gun.
X and S, Switch, and PC. Wizard with a Gun on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. On October 18th, Mike Mignolia's Hellboy World of Weird comes out on PS5 for Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Slender the Arrival sees its next gen release on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. On October 19th, Endless Gungeon comes out on PS5 for Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Galactic Civilizations 4 Supernova on PC. Gangs of Sherwood on PS5, Xbox Series X and X, and PC. Gargoyles Remastered on Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, PS5. I just realized I put PS5 5. PS5 and 4, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. Overpass 2 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. All right, give me a second. The Seventh
Just keep
Guest
coming.
VR on PSVR 2, Quest, and PC. The Gap on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The Jackbox Party Pack 10 on PS5, 4, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. World of Horror on PS5, 4, Switch, and PC. And then we finally get to the day. On October 20th, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 on PS5 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder on Nintendo Switch.
What a dude! Talk about competition.
Yeah,
That's a day. That's a day.
yeah, that's rough. I mean, I don't think those two games are competing with each other at all, but man, that's like
Yeah.
two big ass games.
The-
I don't think people are ready
yeah.
for how big Spider-Man 2 is going to be for Sony. The game's going to kill. The game
I
is going
mean,
to be
it has to be
massive.
big. It's the only game really that's releasing this year from Sony, so it's got to be big. I mean, I have high faith in it. I can't wait, dude. Have you seen
No,
some of the costumes that they've been fucking posting recently? God,
no, I black
can't
out.
wait.
I am total blackout, man. I don't want to see
I
a
don't really keep
fucking
up with a
thing.
lot of it, but I've been occasionally running into like some posts where they show some of the suits, and I'm like, dude, some of the suits are looking pretty fucking cool. So
I've seen the deluxe edition suits and the pre-order because I'm getting the collection edition, so I've seen that. But anything outside of that, I want to be completely shocked with what this game is. And I can't fucking wait.
yeah, dude, this Friday gonna be a good day.
Who's gonna
I'm
be
so
your
excited.
main? That's a big question. Who you gonna main? Because I'm a Peter guy all the way. I love me some Miles, I do, but
I mean, obviously Peter, but I do really like Miles' powers. So
I really,
we'll
really
see.
hope, and again, this is probably getting my hopes up too much. I hope there's like open world activities that are relegated to one or the other. Like you have to move around and play different ones. Like if there's a crime in Brooklyn, like you have to play that as Miles. That'd be really cool. I
Well, yeah,
don't
I kind of like I hope they do like the GTA style where they kind of like
they
they
each have
get
their
their
own
own
missions.
campaign
Yeah.
paths. Yeah. And obviously they come together at certain points, kind of again like how GTA 5 did it. That's how I want it to be as well.
I said I
But I'm
don't
excited for whatever they do, man. Especially I can't wait to see the bigger open world. I can't wait to see all the suits. I can't wait to see just in general how it's gonna look. Because this is gonna be the first actual current gen now Spider-Man game
mhm.
not being made on the PS4. So
I
I
did
just
get
can't wait.
I did get into a knockout drag out brawl of an argument with a guy on Reddit because he was talking about he goes like, "Oh, it's the same map." And I was like, all right, first of all, fuck Todd. That's literally how I started it. Because Reddit doesn't
Hmm.
care. You can say whatever you want on Reddit, as long as it's not like, you know, I'm going to kill a baby or something. You can't say that on there. But,
Yeah.
um, I was like, look, man, first of all, it's a much bigger map. They've said that multiple times. And also, what do you want them to do with it? It's New York City. There's only
And
so much you can do. It's not like
because
this
it's
is
New York doesn't mean they can't change anything about it.
Yeah, But like
Yeah,
New
so
York is New York. It's not like this is, Gotham City where it's just, you can design that kind of how it fits your game. This is New
yeah.
York City. This is Manhattan.
Hmm.
How much do you want them to do? You want them to fucking change everything? Place it in, I don't know, New Orleans? That'd be
I know,
dumb,
right?
but Chicago maybe. Again, that'd still be done because Spider-Man is New York. New York is
Yeah, his
Spider-Man.
whole thing is New York.
They're like
Yeah.
intricately linked together. Anyway, no man, are you ready to get out of here, brother?
Yeah.
All right, you gotta go bed. You got work
Yeah, I do.
tomorrow. That sucks, doesn't it? All right, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, this brings us. I'm off. I'm off of work. I'm off of school. I'm on break. I got nothing to do but play Assassin's
Guy
Creed
here.
Mirage. Lame guy.
Jeez.
I'm still in school. What are you talking about? This
Yeah.
brings us to the end of our show. Everyone who has been watching or listening, we just want to take this time, as always, and thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Without your support, we cannot do what we're trying to do here, but please help us to continue to grow by telling everyone out there that who has a slight appreciation for all things pop culture, that they have some new friends waiting to talk all sorts of fandoms with them. We would greatly appreciate it. Mr. Birdman, do you have any last words before you die?
See you guys in Manhattan.
All right. Once again, thanks everyone for listening and following along with us. It's been another episode of the XP Podcast brought to you by us here at the Experience Point. I hope everyone has a great week, and we'll swing you guys in the next one. That didn't work. Whatever. See you guys.